This is a Headgum podcast.
At Super Bowl 59, the Philadelphia Eagles prevented a Kansas City Chiefs three-peat in a lopsided contest better remembered for its Kendrick Lamar halftime show, and of course its commercials, including a fast food ad notable for having some titties. The horned-up $7 million plus spot was a return to form for a burger chain known for excess both in its marketing and on its menu. Founded in Anaheim in 1945 by Carl Karcher, the company grew across the American West for a half-century and then expanded its map globally via a 1997 merger with a similar Wilbur Hardee-founded burger concept, after Karcher was forced out by his corporate board. Enter new CEO Andrew Puzder, who'd worked as a lawyer representing anti-abortion organizations, and Karcher himself. Puzder transformed the brand into gleeful trash, debuting a wildly successful softcore-adjacent ad starring Paris Hilton, and subsequently building a decade-long campaign centered on models in skimpy clothes getting sloppy with burgers. Subtly, condiments often symbolize cum. The sexually charged ads practically dared viewers to fire off a quick load during an American Dad commercial break. For his part, Karcher was dismayed that his legacy would be stained by smut. Shortly before his death, he was quoted as being heartbroken that a company he founded on Christian principles had taken such an immoral act. In life, Karcher had poured his own fortune into a failed California ballot measure banning gay teachers, so he was mostly upset that Puzder represented a more honest kind of ghoul. And today, it's all paid off for old Puz, who has advocated replacing workers with kiosks and opposes the very concept of overtime pay, considering he's now the United States ambassador to the European Union. As for his company, it may in fact have its finger on the pulse of the current climate. Its new ad features not a reality star, but an influencer, Alex Earle, wearing a star-shaped bikini top, and was enthusiastically received by randy viewers. To quote Redditor Stacey King Rules, commenting on a post on our Doughboys titled Carl's Jr. going back to boobs and butts ads, quote, "I can finally bust again." This week on Doughboys, we return, once again, to Carl's Jr. Hardee's. Welcome to Doughboys, the podcast about chain restaurants. I'm Tiger Wiger, along with my co-host, Yoda's Ballsack.
Yoda's Ballsack?
The Spoon Man, Mike Mitchell.
What?
I don't even get it myself, but I like it. Love you, Matty Two Siegs, roastedbirdfuck.com.
Yoda's Ballsack? I'm like, do I look old or green or something? I don't understand.
What do you think Yoda's ballsack looks like?
I do think of it as like it'd be like a tightly coiled, green. Like it does not resemble you in any way, but it also does kind of fit.
I mean, sure. Yeah, whatever. I'm fucking Yoda's Ballsack. That's fine.
Maybe the same amount of total hair over the surface area. Maybe that's what it is.
I do not have a lot of, you know this.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of hair.
No, you're one of those guys who's like, you got the big beard.
I have a good amount of chest hair.
Yeah, but
then that whole area, there's not a lot going on down there. Everything kind of froze in time down there, if you catch my drift.
That's the area that's Yoda-esque.
When I was a boy, this went down into the nuclear basement, and then it came up, and it's been the same size. I gotta, they get it. I have a small dick.
Yeah, spoon feed it to them. Mitch, this episode's going in the Frank Bake, but we are recording during Munch Madness, which means we are right after St. Patrick's Day. And this past Monday,
I was trying to think of some funny, balls are blue, they are. You know what I mean? I was trying to do some sort of.
No, I think balls are blue, they are was the right one. I think you got it. So this past Monday was St. Patrick's Day. The whole team, you had us all go out to the Tam O'Shanter, great bar in LA, for some St. Patrick's Day revelry, which I'd never done.
Yeah.
And I had a great time. I think we all had a lot of fun.
I had a blast.
But so something happened.
We did a little prayer. We praised the IRA before our meal.
Yes, yeah. So towards the end of my evening, because I obviously left earlier than everybody, you came up to me with Casey.
Mm-hmm.
And you tell me emphatically, Nick, Jeffrey Jones is over there. Yeah. And I'm like, what? And again, you go, Jeffrey Jones. And you're like pointing at the beer line in this crowded outdoor tent.
Now, you're not really excited. It's one of your favorite, I shouldn't say actors, but one of your favorite people.
Yeah,
I guess.
just personalities.
Yeah.
If people hear the name and don't know who that is, you would recognize the face. He's a character actor, like a 6'4" redheaded guy who's been in a ton of stuff. He was in Amadeus. He was in Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah.
He was in Beetlejuice, Deadwood.
He was kind of in Beetlejuice.
Well, this is the thing. Not really in Beetlejuice, because his most notable recent role is on the sex offender registry for grooming a 14-year-old boy. So Mitch is telling me.
Wait, that counts for your resume? You can do the sex offenders list?
Yeah, you put that on IMDb.
I'm going to talk to my agent.
So we're at this crowded bar. It's St. Patrick's Day. It's like packed.
Yeah.
Mitch is pointing at the beer line and repeats like six different times. Jeffrey Jones is right there. So I'm looking over there, like, again, just trying to do the math in my head of like why he would be out here in such a public place after being Me Too'd. But like trying to rationalize it, and also like any curious citizen, I've looked at the sex offender registry before, and I know that he lives in the general area of the Tam O'Shanter, so I'm thinking this is, I guess, plausible. And Mitch keeps going, Jeffrey Jones is right there. I'm looking at this big fucking pedophile. I'm not seeing him. And yeah.
Wait a minute. I just want to say, you look at the sex offenders registry enough that you know Jeffrey Jones might be in the fucking
where
area?
he lived. I saw his general neighborhood, and I was like, I guess. This is all happening in real time.
You sell like deviant star maps.
Start the tour at the Tiki Theater. See, I eventually follow your finger and realize who you're pointing at. You're pointing at Headgum host Jeffrey James.
The ending of the story is great because it's me not knowing someone who works here's name. And you know what? I'm not gonna tell you. I don't give a shit. I thought his name was Jeffrey Jones, and you put us through Jeopardy. So fucking.
That's true. I assumed you were just misspeaking, and you got the wires crossed.
Well, there was another issue there too. Is that the Plowboys were on stage, and people were like, "The Proud Boys are here."
Yes, yeah.
I thought people were saying the Proud Boys, and I was getting really excited to see what bit the Proud Boys were going to do on stage. But it was the Plowboys were great.
Yeah,
they probably should change their name from the Plowboys. That was a wild one. That night was wild.
A lot of fun.
My pants fell down when we were doing a dance.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Did you not watch the videos Amelia sent?
No, I didn't see
it. To the group chat.
We were like doing Irish step dancing at one point, and then we were all doing it, and Mitch went, I think my pants are gonna fall down, and then they did.
and also we got a good picture of you, Wags. I don't know if you knew this was happening.
No.
But that's Wags.
Oh, there you go.
Passed out at the. You were having a good time though.
I had a lovely time. A lot of fun.
It was a good time. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, a little belated at this point, but good to
sure,
say.
It's April, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, St. Patrick's month, the Irish month, Trump gave us the whole month.
That's true.
He gave us all of month. We got all of March now. So
pretty good.
Still, Wags, let's hit him with a drop. I forgot that I had to do it.
You shall not bust.
Ding bong.
Ding dong.
Turd. Butt bowl.
Some dudes.
Give daddy a kiss. Butt bowl.
Fucking condescending pricks.
Butt bowl.
Explode MC Hammer, they put me in the mix.
Gastroesophageal.
Gastroesophageal sounds very highfalutin. Well,
that was fun.
I mean, it's better than Yoda's ball sack. Was that what it was?
I don't know. Yoda's ball sack's pretty good.
Here's a little drop. Count Dropula. That's all that there is to it.
Oh.
Thank you, Count Dropula. It was
well
good.
done, Count Dropula. Drops at birdfuck.com.
We got a big one. We got him.
We're Mitch, you and I are both big fans of today's guest. We're very excited to finally get him in studio. From Stavros Halkias, currently touring North America on his Dreamboat tour. Stavros Halkias is here. Hi, Stav.
Fellas, thanks for having me.
Thanks so much for making time for us.
I had to respect the sanctity of the boys riffing back and forth, even though there was some great stuff. I do respect Yoda's ball sack because it's sort of like back to basics
of
a roast,
yeah.
where it's like it doesn't matter who it is.
Yeah.
They're Yoda's ball sack. You know what I mean? Like that's a nice one that you hear and you like pick up. You say it. You hear it like in 6th grade, and then you take it home to your friends in your neighborhood. Like Yoda's ball sack.
Yeah.
Doesn't really mean anything, but it is a pretty good roast.
You
It's
call
a
your
catch-all.
dad Yoda's ball sack, accidentally you get the shit kicked out of you.
Yeah. Absolutely. You
How
beat
dare
them.
you call me Yoda's ball sack?
I didn't leave Greece to be disrespected. I don't know. I don't know if everybody had that experience. You will fucking respect me. And then, he comes back. He's crying. He has all the Star Wars DVDs to make up for it. that kind of classic childhood experience.
I had a friend. I said, me and another friend said it was a hot day, and this was like middle school. It was like, it's hot as snatch, and she overheard us. And then she came to school the next day and was so mad. She was like, I got in so much trouble because I was in the car with my mom. I told her it was hot as snatch.
Yeah.
And she's also a Jehovah's Witness.
Oh, that's tough.
Jesus.
That is tough. I think that little joke about child abuse might have actually happened to her. If I had to guess.
Way to go, Wags.
Yeah, nice, dude.
Also, fucking the punk Wiger saying it's hot as snatch.
Yeah,
Jesus
whatever.
Christ.
You're 12, you're 13, you're trying to be a little bit of an edgelord.
It's gonna be hot as
Sure.
snatch this week. You see the it's getting
Is
up
it
in
really?
the 80s. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. I'm mad I'm gonna be gone.
You know what I hate?
Yeah.
Ice cold snatch.
I think that's a big issue, man. If somebody has cold pussy, I think you're in the morgue. You know what I hate? When I'm accidentally having sex with a corpse.
That slab is so hard on your back. Wait a minute. Stav, you've been touring. You're kind enough to make time for us while you're briefly here in LA. What is your road eating routine? Because I know it's always a little bit chaotic, and we tour a lot less than you. But you're on the road for like weeks at a time.
Yeah. No, it's brutal. I mean, the road has tried to kill me every time. Every time I go on a tour, I get fatter, more unhealthy. My life gets so much worse. And so I'm trying so desperately not to truly I've gained maybe 30 pounds every tour because it's just you could do it's just like the best. You can get as fucked up as you want. You can eat dog shit. There's no rails on your life. And so I'm really desperately, this is like a tour where I'm trying not to just I'm trying to stay alive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Being fat. When you start looking at the actuarial tables for fat comedians' lifespans, it's not looking good when you just keep doing drugs past 35. So, I'm trying to keep. This was the most unhealthy meal I've probably had the whole tour, honestly.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
I've been
That's
keeping it pretty
amazing.
good. Actually, that's not true. I did a different food show. Where they made even more food. It was more. This was less healthy, but that was more food.
Sure.
Anyway,
yeah.
I've eaten like shit maybe 4 times, but I'm trying to keep it together. And yeah, it's just a lot of. I'm hitting Costco's.
Yeah.
I'm getting like pre-made shit. I'm getting these fucking sumo oranges. I'm a big fan of the sumo orange.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
guys,
they're
you guys
big
fuck with
boys?
those? Yeah. And they have a little top knot. You peel that off.
Love
It
that.
feels like candy, like the closest fruit could get to candy. And then, just having protein bars and pretending they're not just candy bars. I've been doing a lot of that too,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really brutal. And at first it's awesome. If you're fat and you have a food addiction, you're on the road and you have no access to food. It's like, oh yeah, I'm getting burgers, I'm getting wings. You just get some fucked up Uber Eats orders going as well.
Yep.
So it is it is tough, but I'll eat. I'm trying. I mean, this is at my most boring right now, where it's like a lot of like steak. I've been like getting steak fillets and like asparagus and eating like a spoiled like rich kid, like a spoiled rich toddler, where I'll just have like a fillet and a baked potato.
Yeah.
And then like sushi feels kind of safe. And then you also get sick on the road all the time. Like I just got over something, and so like I'll have some pho as well. That's sort of like
Oh, there you go.
those are that's like the 3 main food groups basically, and canned beans. Actually, I've been eating because I'm on a bus, so I've been having like some divorced dad breakfasts.
Yeah.
Where it's like canned pinto beans and like sirloin steak, and I make these little sad roll-ups, but.
That's like a train hobo meal.
Yeah.
That's
I'm like the
classic.
fanciest train hobo on a tour bus, dude. We eat a lot of sardines and like canned beans and shit. But yeah, it's been pretty good. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying being out on the road again.
Ron Perlman just stared me down, so I got scared for a moment.
Dude, Hellboy himself.
Hellboy
dude.
himself.
Ron Perlman is just outside the window.
Damn.
There he is.
Yeah.
You never know what'll happen here at Headgum.
Yeah, he's in full the makeup. Too.
Yeah, he's dressed as Hellboy.
That's crazy. He's actually fucking people up. He's like punching them and shit. He's like, you will respect Hellboy. I haven't seen the movie, but he's kind of being kind of over the top.
Also,
honestly.
there's a practical ball sack that he has too. Hellboy's ball sack.
It's so red. It's kind of glowing red, bright red.
I'm glad they're doing that practically, not in CG.
No CG,
Yeah.
man.
It's always fun to see a new act come into Headgum and be like, oh, I wonder if that's our replacement. Just celebrities coming in. You're like, okay, here we go. they're waving to us. Hey, what's up?
Hello.
Hey,
Wow.
He was very animated there. I didn't.
Yeah. You might have heard the nutsack riff.
Fuck, he's gonna fuck me up.
Second different colored nutsack riff of 10 minutes. We got Yoda's green nuts. And we got that's what I'm bringing to this show. Let's see what else we can get. What other color balls?
Gotta talk like the minion scrotum to complete the trifecta.
Hellboy and Yoda, you got yourself some Christmas nutsack there.
Oh, there you go.
We can sell that. Let's sell that as a nice little pack. Christmas nuts.
I know you're a big sporter. I know you're a big sports fan. I'm an NBA fan myself. This episode was released just as the regular season is ending. I know you also follow the NBA. Remind me who your team is.
So I follow Giannis first and foremost.
Yes, yeah.
Right?
The Greek freak.
The Greek freak. It's cool to have one of the best players in the world be Greek.
I love Giannis. Mitch has some anti-Giannis sentiment just from being a Boston Celtics fan.
Of course.
Here's the issue. Our sports fandom does not align.
No, I hate the Patriots and the Celtics were definitely a big. I still think about that they should have won Game 6 when Middleton was hurt. I still think about what I mean. Like I think they would have beat the Warriors the year you guys lost to the Warriors. So I still actually I was watching that at the DC Improv Green Room, something we were talking about before. But like I remember these. I have there's so much we really don't see eye to eye because the Patriots and Ravens. The Ravens were sneaky. A thorn in the Patriots' side
Always.
A lot of times, and but yes, Giannis.
I've been rooting for the Ravens now.
Yeah.
I wanted you guys to win it all this year, basically. But
it would have been cool. Lamar's the man, but yeah, I follow Giannis, and to be honest, I don't know if this is a weird thing where the older I get, I'm like, I can't follow the NBA because there's too many games.
Yeah,
it sucks,
100%.
When I was just like, when all I did was do shows and like come back, especially on the East Coast. You come back, it's like midnight. You catch the second half of like a Kings game or a Lakers. That was the best. The most I followed the NBA was like when my life was going bad. I would go to some shitty bar show and bomb, and I would come home and just order like, wings or whatever fucked up thing from like a little bodega cheesesteak and just watch that, get stoned, eat Ben and Jerry's. There was like a period of my life where the NBA and my food addiction just kind of melded so beautifully.
Right, totally.
And so
what Ben and Jerry's are we talking about, by the way?
I'm my number one is a Chubby Hubby.
Sure. Oh, sure.
I just love a pretzel. I love a pretzel. I love a peanut butter. That's the ideal like dessert mix to me is the flavor profile of a Chubby Hubby. I could fuck around with the texture a bit.
Yeah.
Like they had that Netflix and chilled one.
Oh,
that's
right.
That has similar stuff, but it maybe has thinner pretzels, I want to say. They mash the pretzels up a little bit.
That's one of the names that just...
it's a tough
the
one.
name's a little grating,
it's a tough name. It sucks.
The name is tough, but you have to persevere for the flavor.
Jimmy Fallon's Tonight Dough,
that's really
regrettably,
brutal.
is like very good.
It's so good.
I'm laughing with every spoonful.
Americone Dream is good too.
Americone Dream is good.
A lot of good ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm a big
Jimmy. The Tonight Dough has like a boozy swirl to it and a bloody hand a bloody hand wrap.
That's a rum core.
That
when he hurt
awesome.
his hand.
Yeah. He's
an
athlete. He's a klutz.
Yeah, he's a klutz. I can't believe he's a klutz. Surely has nothing to do with anything else. Fuck, I'm gonna get banned from the Tonight Show.
You're done.
I can never do the Tonight Show.
You're never
do with Jimmy not
I'm never gonna be able to play
He's not
fucking
gonna invite
flip
you to the
cup on the
couch?
Tonight Show.
That's right, dude.
If you flip the cup well enough, he invites you to the cup. Jimmy likes your pong shot. Come on over.
Next day,
Come
you
on
have a
over,
Peacock
dude.
sitcom.
That'd be sick, dude.
Because I agree with what you're saying that you look at the Bucks and you look at Giannis, he obviously won the one title, but it felt like there's never really been like a fully healthy Milwaukee roster since then. Now that
I still count that as a COVID title.
Hilarious.
1 year
that
later.
one. Yeah.
I know was it the year after it was like the first year that was normal.
It was
again.
the actual normal one. Yeah.
and then obviously they've abandoned ship on Middleton, which I don't know if that's the right decision or not.
Yeah.
But they swapped him for Kuzma, but it's like they never really have had a real run at it again at full health. But I mean that's the whole difficulty with
they're fucking
repeating.
toast.
No, they're fucked, and I actually have a lot of I think from the all the way back to signing Eric Bledsoe, I feel like this GM, they want a title, so you can't be that mad.
Right.
But it's like a lot, and how they fucked up the Bogdanovich deal way back in the day, and they had so many things, and even this Dame deal. How did you not think Holiday was gonna get to the fucking Celtics? That's just so insane to dangle Holiday out there. And I love Dame, and I thought it was cool. And there is something to be said about just making a trade like a little kid, where it's like Dame's cool, Giannis is cool, put them together. But it just when Holiday was just out there, I just felt like that was such a mistake. And fucking Kuzma's good, but it's like, what are we doing here? They just waited too long. If they were going to trade Middleton, they waited too long.
Yeah.
And I just think this just shows you how good Giannis is.
Right.
Because the fact that they are even competitive, if you take him off that team, that's a fucking tough team, dude. Tough team to watch.
I mean, I'll tell you when I said this to Wiger, is when Doc Rivers came in. I was like, oh, all right, we're good to go.
Yeah, exactly. No, are you kidding me? Fucking Doc Rivers? That was so brutal.
As a guy who loves he won a championship for the Celtics, but I'm like, would the Celtics have won more championships without Doc Rivers? Is a huge possibility.
For sure. No, shout out to Doc Rivers. I also respect anyone who is that much of a finesse lord, who's just bad at his fucking job. It's just knows how to shake the right hands, stay how did he even just off the booth? Why they picked Doc Rivers? I do unfortunately fear the Bucks are fucked, but I don't really give a fuck about Milwaukee.
Sure,
I like Giannis. In my dream world, he ends up on the Knicks because I like the Knicks. I live in New York. I grew up in Baltimore. I could never really root for the Wizards because it's just a different DC and Baltimore. It's a different place.
They were the Baltimore Bullets at a certain point, but they don't have any cultural ties really to Baltimore.
No. And so that's why it felt right to me to when I moved. I moved to New York. I'm like, I'm a fucking New York guy, baby. I'm rooting for the Knicks. And I moved there when Porzingis gets drafted. It was like a nice. This is my team now, so I'd love Giannis
Slices
to be in New York.
every night. Hey, curse you, Osama. That's what we're saying.
Dude.
When you're in New York, that's what happens.
I'm in New York. I'm saying fuck Osama. I'm getting bagels. I'm getting fucking halal card. I'm getting halal card and saying fuck Osama. How about that, Osama?
Oh my wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not about the religion. I like Islam. I will eat halal food. It's about you as a man, and about never forgetting.
See, in California, Osama, we're like, man, we're like, man.
Yeah, you guys are kind of like whatever on Osama. And that was kind of when I was like, should I move to LA or New York? It turned me off how mad you guys were about Osama. Because I was like, I know you guys are, it's not New York, but come on, the guy's a piece of shit.
Our attitude is like, accidents happen. It's kind of that's how we feel about the whole thing.
Thinking 9/11 was a mistake. It was just a flub.
You mentioned Baltimore, which is where you're from. Baltimore has I believe a very large Greek population. There's a Greek town. Are you from Greek
I'm
town?
from Greek town in Baltimore. Yeah.
What do you think? More crabs in Baltimore or more Greeks? What do you think?
There are probably more crabs, I would say.
Yeah, I was actually probably right. There's probably a lot of crabs.
Just way more crabs. Yeah. I mean, I'll eat a dozen. That's 1 to 12. Yeah, crabs. Yeah.
We're talking those Maryland, those blue crabs, right? The little guys.
Yeah.
Those are a little cumbersome to eat, but I have enjoyed them when I've dined on them.
Yeah, it's about the experience.
Right.
It's not about the meal.
Are you crab over lobster man, or how do you feel?
Probably, yeah. Just out of civic pride for Baltimore.
Right.
It's we really do have it is nice when you go to and that's one thing I do like about touring is you go to somewhere and it's like their thing really is better, and you can't get a better crab cake than Baltimore. I think in my true people have they fucked them up all over the place.
Yeah.
So I think we have like lump crab is just so fucking good. You can get that at any shitty restaurant in Baltimore. You can have like crab fries, crab dip, whatever, a crab pretzel, some good stuff. Like even shitty carryouts, Nacho Mama's, may it rest in peace, a place I used to always get wings and pizza from. They just had crab nachos, and it was like shitty takeout nachos, but they had like crab that would cost here like $50 for like an ounce. It's like we just kind of have that. We're just kind of throwing it around. So
That's awesome.
I have to respect that, and that is one thing I do like, and I miss about touring and trying to be healthy is like trying to keep it together, like not getting a fucked up burrito in San Francisco, not going crazy in San Diego. Like that hurt me to fucking eat meal prepped food instead of getting a fucking burrito with fries in it this run.
Well, that's
all we do on the road.
That's the whole thing. It's like you're in a place, and we're doing a fucking food podcast, and sometimes what we're doing is, we're in like a good food city. We're in like Minneapolis, but we're eating like fucking Taco John's, which is dog shit. So we want to have a treat meal, and so you go out and get a Juicy Lucy, and then you feel like shit.
You just
the
feel
rest of the tour.
you're on stage doing a live show, and just you're feeling a log form. Right above your Yoda nutsack. You feel fucking.
You got a little Yoda nutsack trying to pop out. Maybe that's what it is. Shit. Maybe Yoda's nutsack is the deranged shits that you guys take after what you eat. It's like little tight green balls
covered with hair.
Yeah, just hairy. No, dude, that feeling of just like bubbling ass, your stomach. You're like, I've taken Pepto-Bismol the way like an NFL player injects himself with a painkiller to play. You know what I mean? Like when you're just eating like shit and then being like, just so I don't shit myself for the 55 minutes I'm on stage, I need Pepto-Bismol. Like
Pepto smells like us. They smells like smelling salts. Amelia, you're a huge Pepto.
Huge Pepto freak.
Ooh, okay. What are your favorite? Because here's another thing Pepto's done. They've become flavors. They've gotten flavors, which I have a big issue with because it's like, they're clearly targeting fat people. Yeah. Like, why is Pepto chewable now? They know I'm going to have fucking 5 berry-flavored Peptos. They're like, you can't give fat people the tastiest medicines.
Yeah, also...
they're stealing our money.
Pepto gravy was kind of... It seemed like at that point, we were like, hold on a second.
Yeah, when they start going savory. Do you dabble with the chewables at all?
I dabble with the Tums chewables.
Okay, yes.
The mixed berries.
The mixed berries. Yeah, they have
it's like candy.
That's what I'm saying. They have a fucking... Tums has something called Berry Delight. I should not be delighted. It's fucking medicine. I should have one. It should not be good, and then my stomach should feel better. It shouldn't be so tasty. I have fucking 8, and now I'm out, $14 because I'm gonna get them again. They're so good.
They were making fun of me because I do the men's one a day, and I do the gummy one a day, and they are like, this is pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I'm an adult. I'm a man. I know. I used to eat my mom's chocolate woman's multivitamin. That's some real fat boy shit, where it's like I'm on Weight Watchers as a child, and they've taken away all my good shit. So I peel 5 of my mother's chocolate women's multivitamin and like mash it into one little fudge ball and pretend I'm having like a dessert. Yeah, dude, you can really get creative.
I was in a thing called Fit Kids when I was younger, which was like they took young fat kids to the Y basically, and then there was an article in the newspaper. I was like, I don't want to be in the fuck. It was like me with like weights, like like lifting weights. I was like, I don't want people to see I'm in Fit Kids. And also like nothing happened. I stayed the same fucking size. Yeah. But Amelia will always give especially if we're doing shows or whatever, she'll be there with Pepto for me. But my issue is that it binds me. I have like a little Nosferatu shit after that. I like it. Like it really. It backs me up.
Yeah. It is disgusting. It is not. It's calling to you all night because it's like you have to shit, but it won't let you.
It won't let you.
It's constantly kind of like sending you visions of how horrible the shit is going to be the next morning.
And then it's dark. It's
green and weird.
Green. It's a Yoda's nutsack shit.
It literally is a Yoda's nutsack shit. And if you want to get crazy, combine it with fiber. You ever do that? No. You ever go Metamucil plus Pepto-Bismol?
Wow, no, I have not done
one of the most fucked up shits imaginable.
It's like a speedball medicine.
I'm trying that tonight.
But yeah, dude, that's when you've really done the fattest touring possible, where you're like, nothing I've eaten has contained any fiber, and it's giving me diarrhea. So you have fucking Metamucil and Pepto-Bismol, and then good. And I'm on a bus, like we're taking a tour bus, and you're not supposed to shit on the bus. So I've been doing extra Pepto just in case. I can't, God forbid. And so there have been some like wake up fucking bolt awakening you city and just run to the nearest business with a bathroom and take the most horrifying shit like imaginable.
Have you had we never, during a live show, we've never had to do that at least, where I've had to run off stage, but probably close. At UCB days, I had to run off stage and go to the bathroom at one point.
Wow.
But I don't know if you ever had
You had to leave the stage and take a shit.
I had to leave the stage
Wow.
and take a shit.
I've never had that happen to me. I've definitely had like either I feel like I'm gonna have diarrhea just before a show, and like it was like, well, there's no time. I just got to deal with this, you know. Just holding in a shit while I'm doing comedy.
So present.
Yeah.
Also, like you're having like shit sweat.
Yeah,
It's like people like are like you like can smell like shit sweat is a different sort of sweat. But I did Haven and I did a thing that we put it in our in the Birthday Boy, the sketch show that I was on, Birthday Boys, where I drank like a whole gallon of milk on stage. But then I ran off and barfed for that. But there was only one time where I had to run and shit in the bathroom where a rat jumped on Neil Campbell's shoulder. It was a horrible, like there's people like doing like crazy eights and like like improv warm ups, and you're like, excuse me, sorry guys, and it's like, and just like you can hear everything in the fucking bathroom. It fucking sucked. It was horrible. Yeah,
I was shitting in that bathroom once. And there's like an improv team like warming up outside, and I'm just like in there like you know, just like the loudest like fucking farts. But I'm also like, whatever, they're minding their own business. And then I hear one of them say like, all right, your suggestion is echo fart.
That sucks.
Echo fart. Your suggestion is he's been there long enough, he might also be beating off.
Oh, you know he was. I was done before they got through the crazy eights.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right.
You're using them counting you down.
I wanted to say you told the story beforehand that was is that you did Julian Edelman's podcast.
Yeah.
And he gave you the football.
Yes, he threw a trick play on the Ravens.
I was at that game,
which is so annoying. I hate the fucking Patriots. They're a piece of shit organization. It sucks dick that Drake May seems like he's good.
He is. He seems like a good guy.
That pisses me the fuck off.
Yeah.
It's
Kraft
good.
is such a dipshit. That's been like, you know.
Kraft is nice.
No, Kraft sucks.
No, I mean, no, for my, what I'm saying is it's good that he's a piece of shit for me.
Yeah.
It's nice that Belichick is, I said on his podcast, but he's become Robert De Niro's character from Bad Grandpa. Like he's just, it's cool that he's fucking a 24-year-old. Yeah. That's nuts, dude. He's like, she wasn't alive. When did he win the first Super Bowl?
Oh,
was
yeah.
she alive?
No, I don't think she was alive. No.
That's fucking nuts,
2000,
dude.
Yeah, 2001.
So that's cool. Brady's life.
She might have been a sperm, possibly, at that point.
Yeah, that's true.
Fucking fine-looking sperm, I'm sure. Fucking curvy-ass sperm.
Yeah, does that make you gay or a pedophile? to be attracted to sperm? It's one or the other. I'm not sure which one. We're like, that's a sexy sperm.
It's kind of the age-old question with the Doughboys, honestly. No one really knows what our deal is.
Just fucking under a microscope, be like, God damn, that thing's got a nice tail on it. But yes, I went to Edelman's podcast, and he is the one guy from the Patriots that you can root for because he was a journeyman, worked his way up, became Super Bowl MVP. Like that is an inspiring story for people that we somehow have careers in entertainment. None of us should have that. You know what I mean? It's like being just fat as shit. Like this is not what actors look like. Like me and Mitch have both been in fucking TV shows. That makes no sense. You know what I mean? I like seeing a guy who had no business winning Super Bowl MVP, just like a slot receiver. Like that's cool. Right. Edelman's a cool story. And so I was
at that
him.
Super Bowl and we bet that he was going to win MVP.
Wow.
And it paid for almost all the trip. It was fucking awesome. It was
Wait, really?
Awesome. Yeah.
What kind of odds did you get? Do you remember?
The odds were it was great. Wu-Tang, I was with Wu-Tang, so of course a bet was placed. And then and Chankton, and we went Edelman. And I loved that. I mean, it was like people thought that Super Bowl sucked, but I was having a great time. It was like where we won 9-3 or whatever that Super Bowl was. Yeah. He seems like a great guy.
But he was fucking awesome. But yes, he handed me this fucking ball that he threw a touchdown on the like I was holding the actual ball, not like it was the fucking thing that. And in that split second, he's this nice guy who put me on his podcast, famous athlete, millionaire. I'm in his beautiful home. In that second, I just want to be like, fuck. Like, I was like, I want to stab this with a knife. Like, you just become a stupid townie.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you, fuck the Patriots. Don't give me this fucking shit. I like want in that moment. I just wanted to. I was like, I made a joke about like, if I had an incinerator, I would throw this in here. I literally was like, you have to take this from me. Like, I could not handle it. But that's what I love about sports. So it just taps into that fucking idiot part of your brain, where it's purely tribal. It's like Baltimore, good. Pittsburgh, like Baltimore and Pittsburgh have a rivalry, exact same place.
Oh, they're very similar.
I've been to fucking Pittsburgh. It's just like a place that industry has forgotten.
Yeah.
That like is kind of artsy, kind of cool, but it's like, but when football happens, it's like, fuck them, dude.
Yeah.
I would fucking kill that guy. I would stab a guy in the heat of the moment. You know what I mean? Like if it's like a real like stab this guy, we win the Super Bowl. There would be like 4 seconds where I would do it. You know what I mean? Like, hopefully I don't have a knife and that's not available to me. But like, that's how much it works you up into like a stupid lather.
Well, like, so I grew up in SoCal. I've been a Laker fan my whole life, and like, it's just like Mitch's Patriots, just an evil team you're rooting for that gets everything handed them. Of course, this season we get the Luka Doncic trade.
Unbelievable.
And for me, like, but again, it's just like the sports brain of like the pendulum swings from, because he's on the Mavericks, so like, this fucking guy, and he's on the Lakers, like, I love him.
Yeah.
My fellow chubby Eastern European, like I love him. He's like he just becomes your guy instantly.
Of course.
And it has they just changed shirts they're wearing.
Luka is the man though. I do love.
He's incredible.
Anybody who's a little too fat, who's like is so good, but he's like, I refuse to get less fat. I'm a professional athlete. I refuse to stop drinking beers.
Yes.
Suck my dick. What are you going to do, trade me? and they did. It's pretty funny. That is also pretty funny to see a dumb Eastern European get his comeuppance.
Right.
Because it is like, you should probably, lose a little. You know what I mean? Like, you're a fucking athlete, whatever. But it's like, it is funny to see somebody get their bluff called. But then the Mavericks are so fucking fucked.
Yeah.
Shout out to him, though. And shout out to Hardee for the same reason. I love that he never reached his potential because he was getting fucked up and going to strip clubs. Like,
yes,
that's cool.
That's
why sports is about. It's not about if you're like if you're a guy who cares about championships, you're just a sports nerd. Like sports,
and maybe there's too many sports nerds.
Sports nerds.
Yeah.
The coolest guys do a little crime. Nothing crazy, you know what I mean? Nothing too fucked up. Little crime, little fucking go to strip clubs, like have just crazy jewel. Like, you got to be cool, dude. That's the whole point. Is like, you just want to be like a dork? No, thanks.
The Celtics team is very,
aura. No aura. Zero vibes emanating off them. They're fucking dorks, dude.
I love them. They are dorky, but I do love them. It would be nice if we had a crazy guy in there. We need
somebody fun.
One crazy guy, yeah.
But yeah, that's Tatum. Tatum is he's the classic boring but good guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No vibes whatsoever, which is good. It's
but is it worth it to have a Tim Duncan? You know what I mean? Tim Duncan was a boring but good. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Yeah, those guys were secretly fucking each other's wives though. The Spurs.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, Barry. Somebody cucked Barry.
There's a whole thing. I believe it was Tony Parker, the point guard. Cucked whichever Barry brother was on.
Yeah, I don't remember which Barry brother was, but so they were up to. And
imagine if he was a Doughboys host. He's fucking eating it up right now.
But no, you're right. I do like a little boring. It's probably worth it, but
I was genuinely rooting for the Ravens this year out of the East. The Ravens and Bills, I felt bad for the Bills at that point too.
Of course, it had to be one of us, and of course it wasn't. But at least the fucking Chiefs didn't win, I guess.
Yes, I know. I was happy about that.
And shout out, I do like Philly because it is again kind of a cousin of that Mid-Atlantic trash. We have a lot in common.
Hey, it goes up to Boston too. We're pieces of shit too.
Yeah. It definitely does. There is a kinship there, and it was one of those things where I went to Boston fully ready to be like, fuck Boston, this place sucks. Always have a great time. Yeah. Love the roast beef. Shout out to Kelly's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I used to open for Bobby Kelly. They took me my first road weekend. I had Kelly's roast beef.
Oh, wow.
So it's like very special to me of like, wow, I'm a real comedian. I was like living in Baltimore and he took me with him to Boston.
I fucking love it.
It was a great weekend.
This guy fucking didn't give a shit about Kelly's roast beef.
We didn't have a great experience at Kelly's roast beef. The
You
one
guys
we
were
went
just
to.
sick of the city already because it was the first stop we
I was gonna
made.
say we
No,
went
we
right from the airport. I thought
I had a great time at D'Angelo. I like the food of Boston. I've actually, and similar to you, it's like it would be better for the podcast if I went to Boston and it was like Boston sucks. But my visits I've been to Boston is like it's a beautiful city. It's very
Choo-choo.
walkable.
You got the train.
Love the choo-choo. Love the train there. Love the public transit, and it's a great food city. So it's like yeah. I don't know.
Great Chinese.
Great Chinese
Yeah,
food.
yeah.
Chinese food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna do Chinatown next time you're back.
Oh, yeah.
You're back there,
You got to do
which is
that.
gonna be this summer.
Hey, well, there we go.
I was saying the story beforehand, which I don't know if I've ever told on the show, but I did a bit with Brady, which is a behind. And I was saying I was like a behind the scenes guy, and was in between his takes. I was like, "You gotta shoot with this fat guy." And then,
yeah.
Like I did a bit where I like showed my belly button, and it like I literally stunk, and he talks about it in the video. He's like, "Oh, it stinks. You can smell my fucking belly button."
Damn, that's a tough one.
It was fucking.
That's a specific scent you don't get a lot of places either. The depths of a fat guy's belly button, that's brutal stuff.
And there was the crazy thing is like I was like, man, this guy like he like plays with big fat linemen, and my belly button was like particularly stinky to him.
Yeah.
But he like was like annoyed with me, and then he threw me a pass, and I caught it, and I pretended to fuck the football, and then the rest of the day he was just like, Mitch, he fucking loved me after that. Brady loved me, and I still love that guy as probably as annoying as you think he is.
Of course.
But yeah.
But see, here's the thing. I like Brady, though, because he's paid his debts. His life is ruined now. You know what I mean? He's lost his family. He's trying to be a broadcaster, and it's not going to work. He's bad at it. And it's like, I like seeing The Last Dance because Jordan was not happy.
No,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, that's the lesson. It's like, those guys have bad lives.
Yeah.
You can achieve, but it's like you're trading all your happiness in that little zone. So it's like, you know what? Brady had it, but I'm probably happier than Tom Brady right now, which is hilarious to think about.
It is.
Yeah.
There's a huge possibility.
Yeah,
I feel like. He
yeah.
can't eat anything.
Totally.
Like and that already to me is like, what the fuck is it worth?
Yeah.
Basically. Talking about you're on a tour bus, and you were talking to us a little bit before. You have a griddle.
Got a grill going.
And what's your go-to meat? You said steaks and asparagus.
Yeah, so on the bus, I'll go to fucking Costco and we'll get canned beans and we'll get like pre-made sirloin stuff. I also have crab meat from like just some Baltimore. It is hilarious to be this, but the macros are good, bro. A lot of protein, you know. I'm trying to be a macros guy, and so I will just have the weirdest like hobo train meals for real, where it's like sardines, like microwaved rice.
Yeah.
I think on the second half we're gonna get a rice cooker.
Oh, that's
I think
nice.
we're gonna up it. I think I'm gonna get a little air fryer. I think I'm gonna go fucking crazy.
I
there
love
you
it.
go.
I got a Zojirushi.
The Zojirushi,
Zojirushi
dude,
is
that's some
fucking,
good shit.
It's great. I love it.
The neuro fuzzy.
Yes, the neuroplastic. Yeah,
dude, I'm a big Zojirushi guy.
I love it.
Little fucking microchip in that motherfucker so it senses even if you fuck the water up.
Yeah.
It's like that's the kind of AI I
wow.
can get behind.
Right.
He's
He's
more
making my
interested
rice
now that you've
delicious.
talked about this microchip than
Well,
you
no.
about with the rice.
No, I mean, because we have like a rice cooker that we've had for like 20 years, and it's just
Yeah.
like a very standard thing. But I mean, it gets the job done. I mean, it's one of the best, kind of kitchen appliances you can have is just a rice
sure.
cooker, very functional.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never thought about like investing in like a super fancy one.
It's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
And it plays a little tune.
It's plays
I
when
love
it's
that.
done.
Yeah, dude. It's awesome.
It is twinkle twinkle little
It's twinkle,
star
twinkle,
basically.
little star, but it's good. And you put a little garlic, a little coconut oil in there.
100%.
It's
Yeah.
good as shit,
I've been
dude.
using broths. I cook it with broths
Love
now.
that, dude.
So all right, you're on the bus
Yes.
here. Is the bus moving while you're cooking?
I've done that. I've heated shit up that I've cooked,
Yeah.
and it's like it is moving, but most of the time it's just parked. You're mostly
Are you
sleeping.
boys with the bus driver?
He's the man. Yeah.
Yeah,
Shout
yeah.
out to my guy Thomas.
Yeah.
I don't know him at all. We met him.
I told you it was the Tracy Morgan bus driver you got for cheap, right?
Yeah,
That's what
yeah. I got him. We keep tailing Walmart trucks. I'm trying to fucking.
That's kind of his thing.
Yeah. He was a little too close. He got a little Icarus mode on that last one. A little too close to the sun. If we could just get a little, if they bump us, we're looking at a couple million. I don't need to be in a coma, but I could put on a fucking neck brace for a little bit. Get some of that Walton money.
I was in Arkansas, the home of Walmart. I was like in the Walmart, and there was like a ton of Walmarts everywhere.
Yeah, sure.
And it was like a little town, Bentonville. And it basically was like the Walmart people like built a town. It's very much
That's
like
hilarious.
like what's it called, the Americana or something.
Walmart's still the
wow.
biggest employer in a lot of states. It's one of those, you look at a map now of biggest employers, and it's all just like Walmart or Amazon. And it's just like, you know, the country's just basically cleaved into, which is, you know, kind of where we're at. But I do want to, no, I mean,
Brutal
it's true.
stuff. It sucks. Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah. Their
World is
lives are
bad.
bad.
Yeah. I want to go back to Baltimore a little bit because like obviously, you know, crab I think is what everybody thinks of, but I know the food scene is a lot more than that.
Sure.
Like, what are like the foods that make you think of home?
Yeah, I mean, I would say if we're gonna keep it kind of Doughboys focused and think about our chains and stuff,
Mhm.
my sort of the regional one that I love is Royal Farms Chicken, which is a
Okay.
Alright.
gas station.
Oh,
that has
I've never even heard of this.
Yeah, me
Royal
neither.
Farms Rofo, truly like just incredible. It's incredible gas station fried chicken. And it's like their sides are what it's one of those places where it's like, you know, the sides are fine.
Yeah, sure.
Western fries, whatever. But it's like, it's so good that it's like you sort of become, they've just opened more and more of them that are almost just restaurants now. Like, you know, that's a great one that is kind of regional. And it's maybe we're expanding a little bit to like, you know, up the mid-Atlantic or whatever. But, you know, we have our own version of the like roast beef where we have, you know, pit beef. That Baltimore has. There's a couple great places. But yeah, I mean, in terms of like Baltimore specific stuff,
Yeah.
it wasn't anything, you know, obviously crab stuff. I grew up, the truth is I'm a first generation immigrant. My parents came here in the like early 80s. And when they moved here, Greektown in Baltimore was like it was a really Greek community.
Sure.
And they were pretty insular. Like my parents, like my dad to this day doesn't speak good English.
Yeah.
Like he just, unless you're talking to him about like lumber, he's a carpenter. Unless you're talking about like wood, he has no idea what the fuck you're talking about mostly. And so we didn't have anything but like Greek food, pizza, and like Chinese. I didn't have anything until I was like, you know, like I didn't have tacos till I was like 16.
Right. Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, and then we got the weird little fucked up, like, you know, store bought ground beef tacos and stuff like that. So it was really like I grew up on Greek food. My mom was a waitress at a Greek restaurant, and then we would get Popeye's fried chicken. We were a big fried chicken family.
Hell yeah.
I love it.
And then you know the classic McDonald's, that
Sure.
kind of stuff. But just like regional stuff that I miss, nothing that crazy. It's like the crab. It's truly like seafood crab stuff.
Right.
But you can get pretty much everything now. We're all like we have more food than emperors. Like of antiquity. Like we live so good. It's crazy.
What are your favorite Greek dishes?
I like the grilled version of Greek stuff.
Okay.
Like, you know, I mean, the home cooked stuff like a moussaka or like a pasticcio, that kind of stuff, that's fine. But like, throw me some lamb chops on a grill, throw me some fried calamari. It's like whatever the meal you get, the quintessential Greek dining experience for me is you're on vacation, you're on an island, you're on a beach, and every beach in Greece I've ever been to just has a restaurant and they all have the exact menu, same menu, and it's like fried. You get calamari, you get some fresh seafood, whatever's fresh you get some lamb chops, you get some tzatziki, a Greek salad. It's just simple shit. It's
Sounds great.
grilled meats and like some fresh vegetables that actually taste good. Pretty good.
It's among my favorite foods. I mean, we talk about
Yeah,
this quite a bit.
Mediterranean food generally, certainly. Yeah.
I love it. We were going to ask you to do some sort of Greek food, and then we thought it maybe would be offensive.
No,
to
I would have
do.
done it. I do have a blind spot about LA Greek food because I do have like East Coast bias where I'm
Right.
like, anytime I'm not on the East Coast, I'm like, Greek food sucks dick. Just automatically. And I know there's a couple places where people keep telling me you got to try them.
There's a couple good spots.
Yeah, so I
Papa
like
Christos,
Papa
people
Christos,
like-
everybody talks about. I do feel like I'm being disrespectful to Papa Christo not doing it, but like, and so maybe I would, you know, I'd be open to, I got to try it out, but no, I'm down to do whatever.
There's a lot of generally good Mediterranean food in LA just because there's like a large Armenian population, there's a large
Yes.
Persian popation, so
Yeah.
you know.
The kebab game is out of control.
Yeah,
The
for
kebab
sure,
game
yeah.
is good. There was a place called Greekman's. Actually, it still exists, Greekman's, because it was the Jewish deli, and I forget the name of it.
And then the Greek guy just took it.
Well,
He was like dibs.
It's not Fleischmann's anymore, it's
Yeah,
Greekman's.
Greekman's.
that's what it was.
It was Fleischmann's?
It was something like that. Yes, I was trying to think of what the name was.
Yeah.
And I mean, I might
Some
not be.
Greek guy was like,
Fleischmann's.
here's the one problem with this place.
Yeah.
Too many Jews.
It's like the place in, I think it was Carson near where I grew up.
Friedman's.
Okay.
Friedman's, and then it became Greekman's.
It became
That is a
Greekman's.
hilarious Greek person move to be like, we'll just take it
I think they were like, I think the owners are still the owners. They were just like, we're going to be Greek now. They just got rid of it.
That's actually hilarious.
There's a place.
Is nice. It's good.
There's a place I think in Carson, California, near where I grew up, that was a Taco Bell, and it was like the old school mission style Taco Bell that had the bell, and then it closed, and then it reopened as Thai Bell.
You gotta love that.
Yeah, I love it.
They can keep 2 of the letters.
The H is just squeezed in.
Mitch, our Munch Madness 10 live stream finale wrapped up a couple of weeks ago, but you can still buy the replay available at moment.co/doughboys.
That's right. And Wags, how many days left do we have to watch the replay?
This is it. This Friday, it goes in the Frank Bank in the vault forever. So make sure you check it out, moment.co/doughboys. This was a 6-hour pay-per-chew event, a pre-show, the main show, and a post-show.
Yeah, that's right. If you want to see my ass, you gotta buy the show, right, Wags?
You gotta buy the show to see Mitch's ass, moment.co/doughboys.
What now? Whoa, Wags, hold on. I buy the show and then it ends on Friday? Cool, I got a couple hours to watch it.
Mitch, you have an 18-day window to watch the live stream that you purchased at moment.co/doughboys. 18 days!
Oh my.
Take your sweet time, but make sure you get it by this Friday.
Dear Lord, I feel like a true dipshit.
You are, my dear boy. moment.co/doughboys.
Wags, you know what I love?
What's that?
I love good sleep.
Me too.
And you know what? I love my Helix mattress.
Wow, Mitch, now how long have you had your Helix mattress, and how has your sleep improved?
Wags, I've had my Helix now for, close to 6 or 7 years now.
Wow.
It's almost time for a new Helix. But you know what? My sleep has improved. It's like sleeping on a little cloud. And you know who loves it? Me. My mom. When she visits and I go downstairs to the couch or in a different room.
Right.
Wally and Irma.
Yeah.
They love it.
Yeah.
Guests. I say, get on that bed. Feel that bed. I love it. And I love my Helix mattress.
And, it's helped a lot of people, and I'm sure it's helped you, Mitch, with snoring, back pain, sleep apnea, sleeping through the night, sleeping too hot.
100%. Wags, it helps with all that stuff. It makes me feel nice and ready to go for a pod in the morning.
You got to be ready for that AM pod. Get 20% off site-wide by going to helixsleep.com/doughboys. That's helixsleep.com/doughboys. All right, we're talking about a big burger chain today. Like, what are your burger preferences, like, generally?
Yeah, I'm not a big fast food burger guy, honestly, because from, again, little weird childhood quirks, my mom was so scared of mad cow disease growing up. And I think I'm right at the age, like, I'm 36. I think, like, I remember the first time I heard about Jack in the Box was when they had that scare.
You would have been a kid, the age of the, when that was hitting, when the E. coli scare in the Pacific Northwest that actually killed some people. And that was fast food was at its least safe and at least policed at that point.
Although I will say, as a fat child, hearing about a new fast food, even though it was killing people, I was like, I gotta get Jack in the Box. It was not available to me, but I remember being in 3rd grade, hearing this news story, and my mom's point being stay away from fast food, and me being like, you're telling me there's a whole other type of fast food that you haven't even fucking told me about? There's more than McDonald's. But so because of that, we would go to McDonald's, but my mom was like, no beef. She was always like, you cannot shoot, we would get chicken. So most of my life was nuggets, spicy chicken sandwiches, that kind of shit. So it took me a while. It took me to being such a degenerate, poor stoner who's 20, open micer with no real job, who wanted meat to be high enough one day to be fuck it, let's go to get burgers at McDonald's. I never had a Big Mac growing up.
Holy
I never
shit.
had and then even after that, because I came from burgers from a much more of, I would say, backyard burger ethos, where it's give me some fucking meat, give me some charred meat and pretty, I don't want too many fixins on it. And then I became a bacon cheeseburger guy. Because it's then you're all right, if I'm crafting my own shit, I'm going to make it with good stuff. So I was always even then I would be pretty skeptical of a fast food burger. Because I would I guess Five Guys was what kind of, it felt like the bridge to McDonald's burgers and Burger King burgers for me, because I would make my own shit, and then it was like Five Guys came around. I was like, all right, this is pretty good. This feels like you can customize. And then once the Rubicon had been crossed, then I was all into, I'll try any fucking weird burger. And I was excited about today because I had never had the chain that we did.
Oh, shit.
You know,
I had no idea.
I had never had it. And it was so funny because I emailed you guys. I was like, yeah, I'm trying to be healthy.
Yeah.
And it was like, and I immediately sent me like good, healthy options. And then at the end, it was like Hardee's. I'm like, wow. I mean, I'm on fucking Doughboys. I can't have fucking cold brew. I can't have moon bowls or fucking, or tea.
We love the choice. I mean, it's been a while. It's been a while since
we haven't talked about Carl's Jr. / Hardee's, which is one company under two brands since 2018, I believe, with our friend Alana Johnston.
That feels cool.
So you've never had it.
Never had it. First time.
Emma, you've also never had Carl's Jr. or Hardee's.
What the fuck's going on here?
I know. And I said that in the group chat yesterday. Mitch literally said, what the fuck? And I was like, okay, then I guess I gotta get a burger.
I also have forgotten since yesterday. So I still got mad.
I probably, that's partially why I was like, well, I gotta get a burger. Stavros never had it. I've never had it. Let's go.
Yeah.
We'll see if you remember this. Also, Evan Susser, also from Maryland, had never had Carl's Jr. or Hardee's before.
Wait,
wasn't
what?
Around,
yeah.
Is that real?
It's true.
I also don't remember it.
You gave him a bunch of shit in the group chat, and you're like,
did.
I don't believe
You bullied
this.
him in the group chat. You remember that?
You're like, I don't believe this. Man,
Mitch just bullies in his sleep now.
That
CPAP mask on.
My CPAP mask is working.
Yeah, dude. You're getting that good REM, dude.
I had a dream about Irma. I had a dream about the cats last night. And then there were 3 more cats that I saved, which obviously you guys have said that I have issues with the cats. You know what?
Tony Soprano with the cats.
It is kind of similar to that. And I woke up oddly with an erection. Which is, I think, just my body is like, I think there's oxygen going to my dick for the first time in forever.
Right. Yeah.
My dick was like, my dick was blue, and now it's like there's oxygen molecules going to my actual penis.
Yeah.
And I wake up with a morning wood, as men will say. And
thinking about cats.
Oddly, I was thinking about cats, but that was not there was no crossover there.
There's
I
like
wasn't
fucking
horny for
Iams cat food on your chest. Your dick is hard. You're like, what was I doing last night?
I think we have almost every color of the rainbow genitals spoken about.
We're close. We need a purple. We need Roy G. Biv. Let's get them all, dude. Let's get some indigo nuts. Yeah,
Grimace
Grimace.
dick. Grimace dick.
We'll go with Grimace.
Grimace dick.
What are your
Uncle Grimace stick?
how do you guys do? What is your burger? In general, what's your platonic ideal?
Well,
of a
first
burger?
of all, that mad cow meat. I've heard people like they can't stop chasing it. The people who had it back in the day, I hear it's like that's
it's that good shit.
It's the good shit if you get the mad cow shit.
Yeah.
We have talked about this before. Of like, I read an article about people eating human flesh to survive, and they've all said like it's the sweetest meat I've ever had, and I will never like taste anything like it again.
Long pig, right?
Yeah.
They call it long pig.
Yeah. That's when I mean, if we're ever on the road together up in like the mountains, you're gonna fucking take it off the road intentionally.
Just crash. There's like 2 inches of snow. You're like,
I just start biting my arm, going to town immediately. I now remember the Susser thing, and he was full of shit. He's had fucking Carl's Jr. before. I now remember this.
Okay.
He was like, I never had it either. I was like, you never had Carl's Jr. He did a smile.
He was just trying to get a free burger.
Yeah, he wanted a free burger.
Okay.
And then
I figured that's what he was doing, but
he canceled this morning. He was like, I'm not going to make it in. He texted at 6 a.m. So I woke up immediately, was just thinking about the burger.
The equivalent of fucking cats to you was he was thinking of a Hardee's burger at 6 a.m. His dick is hard thinking about a Western cheeseburger. I will say that's cute though, because it's funny it's almost like a married couple that still flirts.
Yeah.
It's Susser pretending he needs a reason to steal food from you guys. Like that seems to be his go-to move. So I kind of, as a fan of the show, it's nice.
Yeah,
He's still putting in some effort, being like, well, I've never even had it. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of cute. He's being like demure about it.
I was shocked that he canceled it, and then he did.
He did show up.
Then he showed up. He showed up when it was like, oh, we didn't get your burger. You can just have one of these burgers. I guess. It was kind of annoying, but whatever.
To answer your question about burger preferences in general, so
Yes.
I grew up in Southern California. I've never left, and so I have a lot of affection for an In-N-Out burger. That style of burger. There actually is an In-N-Out burger simulacrum, which I think is called the California burger. They do at Carl's Jr. Hardee's.
I did see that. It felt cheap because I've also only had In-N-Out once, and I was so stoned out of my mind. It was like when a friend had road tripped here, so I felt like I wanted to actually, if I ever have it again, which I will, I didn't want to do like the cheap knockoff, but it felt like that to me.
I'm used to people saying like In-N-Out burger doesn't live up to the hype, which I've made peace with, which is fine. Like, because it's also
I used to do it to annoy you back.
Yeah, but I grew up with it, so of course I have nostalgia for it.
Well, you know what my take was? Mm-hmm. My take was that Carl's Jr. is better than In-N-Out. That's like when I first got here, I was like, hey, like you as a young boy.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was Jack in the Box and then Carl's Jr. I was like, what's this fucking Carl's Jr.? And then late night getting Carl's Jr. was
for sure
great.
But also because I grew up here, we had Carl's Jr. And there was the Carl's Jr. I think was actually the closest like fast food restaurant I could walk to from our childhood home in Lakewood, California. I get it all the time with my older brother. I loved it. I thought the Western Bacon Cheeseburger was like my favorite fast food burger.
What was
for a
that
long
Alpha's
time.
order? What did he get?
He'd get, you know what he'd do a lot is the fried zucchinis, which he got me into.
Mm-hmm.
But
so they had fried zucchini back in the day. That's not
they've
like
had
a
that
new
forever.
thing.
No, that's like a long time staple of the menu.
Fascinating.
But I always thought, and it's not on the same level anymore, but there was a time when I was kind of like, oh, Carl's Jr. is kind of akin to a Wendy's. It's like a step above, like a McDonald's or Burger King. It's like a little bit nicer. And then obviously they swung the pendulum in the other direction, and now it's like trying to be like a trashier. It's trying to be like a Jack in the Box, honestly. Just having this over the top kind of stoner food.
I feel like it's not. Well, I think this about Carl's Jr. is that I remember Gabrus is like we were talking about. We weren't doing drugs, but I was like, I haven't done drugs in forever. He's like, there's not a lot of like obese 40-year-olds that do coke, dude. They die.
Yeah.
And when I think about Carl's Jr., I'm like, there's not a lot of 40-year-old dudes who get late night. Carl's Jr. is like a 20-something year old's game. It feels it feels like a young man's burger. And I'm like, if I was doing like a Carl's Jr. burger, like one night a week, like I used to, I feel like I would die probably. And that's like, it just is these big fucking sloppy burgers. But anytime I have them, I'm like, they are really good. The burgers are it's that BK thing, Wags, where I don't know if it's just fake smoke or whatever. But it like the flame grilled burger. I'm spitting all over the place just thinking about the burger. I'm sorry. And I felt fucking sick. I got the fat guy shot. I felt so sick today, and I still
powered through.
I've about 75% of that burger I took down. And I think it goes back to the thing you're saying of like a backyard burger on the grill. And Carl's Jr. just has that fucking taste to it for a big fast food shitty burger, and I kind of love it. I
for
can't
sure,
help it. Yeah.
I agree with you that it has like that little smoky, and I will say like overall, I just think maybe it's just because of being a kid who never got them, but it does feel fucked up to me to eat ground beef from one of these places.
Yeah,
sure.
Fundamentally, you know what I mean? Like,
I think it's much safer to stick with something that's like been frozen and then revived in a deep fryer, like like a fried chicken or a fried fish. I think that's a safer bet at one of these places
for sure.
Because a lot of them are just whatever. They're not paying their employees enough, and there's all sorts of reasons why it might be unsafe. It's just going crazy.
I mean, because I think we're in the holy months.
Sure.
It's just going nuts. That was on at Tam O'Shanter. A lady came up to me. She was like, Were you in the show Love on Netflix? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, and do you go to Holy Trinity of the Cross Church? And I was like, yeah, I sometimes. Were you guys there for? I think I watched the whole thing.
I watched
awesome.
That.
And I was kind of embarrassed. That
1A, 1B credits.
Sad that I'm like a fucking. I'm like the whatever. The Walmart version of Chris Pratt or fucking Paul Walter Hauser.
That is funny. Yeah, those guys did get into fucking God, huh?
Yeah.
That's fucking, that's such a wild, hilarious move.
It is.
To be like, I love God. I love God so fucking much now. Like, I got all the cool shit in the world happen to me, and now I like God. It's like, well, yeah, it's easy now, motherfucker. You're fucking rich. Oh, you cheated on your wife, and now you found God? I don't know if that happened to Chris Pratt. I know you work with him, but like that feels like that kind of move. It's like you finally get pussy, and you're like, God took me. God, thank you for saving me from all this cool shit I finally have access to. God.
God, thank you for taking me away from that ice cold snatch. Finally get that hot snatch.
From that feline temptress in my dreams.
Carl's Jr. and Hardee's, it's the same menu nationwide. They merged in 1997, and they have the same iconography, the same star mascot, which was a Carl's Jr. mascot, but the names are different depending on if you're west of the Rockies or east of the Rockies. Basically, actually, I was looking for this map, and I brought it up here. This is a map of the Mason-Dixon line, the Carl's Jr. Hardee's meridian, where you can see which parts of the country are Carl's Jr., which parts are Hardee's. And then also which the no-go zone in the Northeast.
Almost like a Civil War map, basically. Yeah. Gonna get Texas out of there, but we're pretty close.
It's a chain I used to go to a lot growing up, but it is now under the Rourke Capital corporate umbrella, which also Rourke Capital also owns Subway and then owns Inspire Brands. Inspire Brands, another umbrella company that owns Arby's, Dunkin', Buffalo Wild Wings, Jimmy John's, and Sonic Drive-In. So that's all one company.
Rourke, we love Inspire Brands. We love Rourke Capital.
Anytime that many companies are under one umbrella, you know it's good shit. You know the quality is going to go up. And they're really going to care about their core mission first and foremost.
There's a private equity firm named for a character from an Ayn Rand novel. We're a huge fan. Carl's Jr. founded by Carl Karcher in 1956 in Anaheim, California. Hardee's was founded by Wilbur Hardee in 1960 in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. As I mentioned, they did merge and become one company.
I got to read that Fountainhead. Right? Should I read it? Should that be my one book challenge for the year? I read Fountainhead.
I've read a couple of Ayn Rand when I was like a teenager, and they're so boring.
Yeah.
I read Anthem, and it might have been the Fountainhead, but it might also have been Atlas Shrugged, whatever one of the big ones. They're
What's
just
Fountainhead about? Is there some sort of fountain in it or something like that, or no?
Atlas Shrugged is about an architect. Maybe that's the one I've read.
Okay.
Yeah.
Architect.
Yeah. Whatever
Stuff.
Yeah, it's riveting.
I'm not reading any fucking books. Man.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Definitely not by some dumb bitch. I'll read a cool book, but what the fuck? I'm gonna read Ayn Rand.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so they had a limited time offering, which was actually stopped being available yesterday.
Wow.
Yesterday was the last day that you could get Alex Earl's Hangover Burger, so unfortunately I was not able to get that.
Yeah.
But I did get something that I've never gotten on the podcast, and that I rarely get at Carl's Jr., but I was like, you know what? If we're reviewing this place, I should talk about the baseline burger, their default burger, which is their famous star, Mitch. Basically, their equivalent of a Whopper or a Big Mac, or I guess Quarter Pounder.
I'm happy
maybe.
that we didn't have to get the Alex Earl burger. I have no idea who the fuck Alex Earl
I don't know
is.
who that
it just made
is.
me feel old.
And it looked weird too. It had too much shit in it.
It's
There's
Unga
too much
Pachka. It's got bacon, egg, melted cheese, and then hash browns on it. So it's
like
just too much going on.
breakfast type thing.
Breakfast
That's
burger.
the idea, yeah.
You definitely don't want that from a fast food place.
No, you don't want an egg burger from. Though I will say, Carl's Jr. Hardee the specialized burgers there are pretty good, and the Philly cheesesteak burger is the one that I was like, this burger's gonna suck. And then I had the Philly cheesesteak burger back in the day, and it made me like Carl's Jr. more than In-N-Out. That opinion has shifted. I think I like In-N-Out more than Carl's Jr. now. I mean I do, but all those specialized burgers, including the jalapeno burger, which is gone for some reason, were all great.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
So the famous star is just American cheese, lettuce, tomato, sliced onions, dill pickles, and special sauce and mayo on a seeded bun. Very conventional, straight ahead burg, but got the job done.
I considered that for the same reason as like,
yeah,
let's just get the baseline. I basically did that with, I think I added bacon, or no, actually the Western. Because that also seemed like what you got to do.
That's a great order from there.
I feel like that's
Western,
like their signature, like one of their signature burgers. And that was certainly the one that I had as a kid that kind of like opened my mind to what a burger could be.
For sure, me
I was
too.
like, oh, wow. Okay.
And I don't think it was from there. Someone else it might have been Burger King maybe that had a similar ripoff of onion rings, Western. we were never a big barbecue sauce family. Not a Greek thing at all. But somewhere, it must have been Burger King. That style of burger was introduced to me, and then it was ripped from me. I never could get it back again. I don't remember what the fuck happened.
Well, so the rodeo burger, I believe, was introduced with, was it Small Soldiers?
That's right, yes.
That's fucking what it was,
Yeah,
dude. Small Soldiers. You're absolutely, that's 100% what it was. It was the rodeo burger,
Yeah,
yes.
it was an LTO that stuck
Holy
around
shit.
for the long haul, but it
See,
was.
I know stuff like I don't know, Ayn Rand or whatever the fuck her name is, but I know.
That's better
That's
knowledge. It's
way
a better
more
thing to have in your brain.
Yeah.
Probably came out close to 1997
Yeah,
during this merger of
somewhere in
parties.
that
Yeah,
range.
around there. Yeah.
Stav, you got the double Western cheeseburger. The Western cheeseburger has bacon, onion rings, and barbecue sauce, as well as cheese. You added mayo, and you didn't get barbecue sauce on the sandwich. We got it on the side.
On the side,
Yeah.
yes.
And then Mitch, you got. We're just starting with Berg. So you got the double Big
Small
Carl.
Soldiers, 1998, close.
You got the double Big Carl and a single El Diablo burger, which is, I guess, their replacement for the jalapeno burger. The Big Carl,
it's just a special right now.
It's just a special.
Yeah,
their Big Carl is like their Big Mac. And I guess this is part of the thing that Carl's Jr. does. They just rip off other people's burgers and just brand them as their own. But I actually like the Big Carl.
I love the Big Carl. It came out like 10 years ago or so, maybe a little longer than that now, 15 years ago maybe. But that was one of the, we'd have parties at the birthday boy's house, and then there's a Carl's Jr. right down the hill, and we would go over there and just fucking pig
That's
out
awesome.
late at night. And it's great. And that bit when the Big Carl came around, I was like, oh, it's like a Big Mac, but it's like bigger and like a big fucking messy Big Mac. And I still love it. I got one today. I got the double big, like you said, and I added pickles and white onions to make it more like a Big Mac, basically. And it's really good.
How good were those walks down the hill to a fucking Carl's Jr.? You know what I mean? Like, no.
Oh, yeah.
The up the hill, that's for
sucks.
future Mitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just being drunk as fuck, going to a fucking, just the glee you must have felt. Because that's in Baltimore. That was the same thing. I lived up a hill.
Yeah.
Walking down to get fucked up was awesome.
Oh, it's awesome going down a hill.
Yeah.
That's Ithaca. The college I went to, Ithaca, is just you go down a hill. And then you're like, fuck. It sucks.
They should have ski lifts back.
They should.
Yeah.
They truly should. So many college kids just falling out of them and dying every year, which is probably a good thing for the world, I'm guessing. But we always walked down. We never drove down that short distance in my car.
Yeah.
That never happened. That never, ever happened.
Oh, yeah. I forgot nobody walks here. Yeah.
I do not condone drinking and driving. A Carl's Jr. drive-through line is probably like, if you breathalyze the Carl's Jr. drive-through line,
for sure,
I bet you anything. There's been some drinks in that line.
that Carl's Jr.'s are, and I assume Hardee's is the same, are popping late at night. I mean, there's just like it is a place. I mean, they tend to be open 24 hours, or at least till last call. And so, those drive-through lines are pretty clogged.
There's hungover. I remember driving on Thanksgiving morning, waking up at the birthday boy's house hungover and driving into that Carl's Jr. on Thanksgiving Day, and it was within the hours that they were open, because that's the other thing too. Yeah. They were open all the time.
Yeah.
And just feeling like the biggest piece of shit in the world. But this feels like this is sad when people like reflect on college. I'm thinking of like my Carl's Jr. days. But that is like back in the day.
Those are real though, dude. Those days are real.
They're real, and I miss them too. Honestly,
I do. I miss I had McDonald's days because when I was in Baltimore and I would drive to DC to do open mics. Yeah, and there was a McDonald's right on the highway when you left Baltimore and one right on the highway when you left D.C. And if I made it home it was always like, all right, do I have enough willpower to not get McDonald's at D.C.? And if I did, there's no way. I had to, then 45 minutes later, I was 100% just pulling into that fucking McDonald's.
Right.
Like, just fully eating. I live with my parents, just getting a 20 piece and like not even putting it in park, but like eating it with your foot on the brake.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like my shit is in drives. And like the more elaborate and fucked up those orders got, where it got to the point where you're like having 2 bags, you're like, what the fuck am I doing? Like
when I see the level of bad I'm at, it's my McDonald's order. It will be a Big Mac and then a McChicken. And then when I'm like not doing well, it's like also a double cheeseburger. There's like extra things that creep
when you
in
start
there.
being like, well, okay, I'm not getting fries, so I'm getting nuggets. Yeah. Chicken breast is healthier than potato. When you start doing that kind of like fat math and being like, wow, what is it? A McFlurry is basically yogurt. You know what I mean? If I don't get fucking too many fixins, it's not a big deal. I'm only going to eat half. Like, you start doing all this shit.
Fat guy, beautiful mind.
The fucking equations going around are so awesome, dude. Or when you're doing the multiple place order.
Oh, yeah.
That's tough stuff. When you have two different like delivery guys meeting it and just praying they don't show up at the same time. Like that's that stuff. It's like
me and Gabers have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we should. We should
we'll add you to the text chain.
Absolutely.
There is a fat guy text chain. That Wigers,
get me in there.
We haven't allowed Wags on it.
That's fine.
It's me, Gabers.
I don't think you're fat enough, Wag.
I've been doing a little better this year. I'm feeling pretty good. But yeah, I've been. It's very easy for me to backslide is the thing, and it's just like I just kind of find I have to be absolutist about certain things. Like years ago, I figured out that I can't have ice cream in my house. If I have it in my house, I'll eat all the ice cream. So like I have to it has to be a treat. I have to go out to an ice cream parlor. So I just
never have it in your house.
I just outright ban it. I'm just not allowed to have it. Yeah.
Wow.
But that's the only
Well, what happened?
the only way I can
Handles
deal
just
with
sent
it.
you 5 pints. What happened?
I fucking powered through all of those, except for the one with
I
peanuts.
finished my 5th pint last night.
Yeah.
Holy
I
shit!
just finished them.
I finished 2 of those pints, but then also it gets too icy at some point. You need to.
Yeah.
You got to eat it sooner or later.
You got to eat them.
Oh, I'm with you though. I'm a whole pint guy.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why Halo Top is like methadone.
Right.
Where it's like I'll eat. It's 350 calories. Who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? And like Target actually. Here's a little fat guy tip. Target's like Halo Top ripoff, which is like 350 calories. Much better tasting.
Wow.
Try it out. I think it's good in some shit. I don't know. They have a s'mores one. They have a peanut butter one.
Halo Top got me pissed off when we tried it. I was mad.
It's not good.
I don't really like it. Yeah.
But I love so much of it is ritual of eating a whole pint.
Sure. Yeah.
And
for sure.
And now Halo Top started doing ones they're creeping up. They have like 580 calorie ones with like mix-ins and stuff, and it's like we're just getting to the point. Yeah. But anyway,
it's like what happened with Snackwells back in the day. They just like had the Snackwells, the healthy, like low fat,
I remember
cookies,
those.
and they just kept adding shit to them to a certain point. You're just at parity with a Chip Ahoy, so
For
why
sure.
bother? I got and the thing for me is non-alcoholic beer, which I've gotten really into like craft NA beers. And so that's just like, because, I will just, again, drink all the beers if I have them at home, or I'll drink a whole bottle of wine. So just having NA beer there, but that actually tastes good. It's like, that's enough of an approximation of the act where I can just, my brain can process it. You know what I mean? And not have those cravings.
I tried the same thing with CBD, smoking CBD joints. So pathetic.
Yeah.
To be like, I'm smoking fake weed. I'm smoking fake weed so I don't get fat as shit. And then obviously, it sucks. You smoke real weed the next day, but yeah, I've started dabbling with NA beers as well.
Yeah.
You said the Snackwells thing, it made me think of just like treats that your mom would let you have when you were fat as shit.
Oh yeah.
Snackwells is what. Do you guys ever fuck with Luna bars?
Oh,
yeah. They're like ladies' protein bars. I would smash those, dude. My mom would try and get them.
These are my fit kid days. And it's funny because we've said this on the podcast all the time, but it was be like, here's a bowl of spaghetti. You're like, all right, I'm eating healthy, which is so bad. Now you had no idea.
Because there was a time when the nutrition advice was like, stay away from saturated fat and unsaturated fat. You just want to have, but carbs are fine.
I carb loaded for like 20 years of my life. I'd eat bread every single fucking day. I had no idea you weren't supposed to eat fucking bread.
And it's so good.
We used to have like rice cakes, but they had cinnamon on them or whatever.
That's a big one, dude.
And they like tasted like complete shit, but they were kind of like sweet and crunchy. So but they were also like completely unhealthy for you. They're ultra processed and they're loaded with carbs.
Yeah.
Were you Greek? Did you like Greek pizza? Of course. You had.
So I think I've heard you guys talk about what do you mean by Greek pizza specifically?
This is fascinating to me because like a lot of the places that have the roast beef sandwich in the Northeast, the North Shore does the beef 3-way,
which
or
are
whatever.
great. I love that sandwich, by the way.
They're great.
We didn't suck it off enough. If I was on that
100%.
Kelly's episode, it'd be 5 forks for sure.
Gabers was there too. That people were. It was.
We didn't have a great
fine.
Kelly's experience. I think they had.
I could see it being bad though if you cut it at the wrong time.
Well, also like
every
people
chain
who
has an
love
off night.
beefs are like Kelly's sucks too. So that's the issue. But Kelly's is good.
Yeah,
you're wrong. Kelly's is good, and I will say that in the beef Facebook group, but they're going off about how good of a job Trump is doing.
Yeah.
So it's not worth
for sure.
It's not worth getting in there for that.
You gotta let that die down a little bit. You gotta let it how good the job Doge is doing. You gotta let that die down for a second, and then you can kind of talk about who has got the best beef.
Doge is coming for the Doughboys. They're
oh, shit.
They don't think we're doing a good enough job, Doge. they're kind of right.
Yeah.
It unites the country. Everyone is like, Doge That's actually a good cut.
Slash their Patreon.
We're subsidized by the federal government for some reason.
Greek pizza is a very specific style, and Emma, you know Greek. Do you know Greek?
Do we have
pizza?
I feel like a lot of
picture?
New England pizza
Yes, I'm gonna get a pizza.
is like Greek style pizza. Because I think the pizza I grew up eating, I didn't realize it was like Greek style pizza.
Well,
it just was like New England pizza. That was the name of the place.
I
or
want-
Front Row. It was Greek style.
Okay. I wonder if it's the kind of thing where it's like they were just Greek carryouts. Like, is that what you're saying? They were all just like places owned by Greek people? Because like that's kind of Baltimore definitely had a thing like the carryout, which is just a catch-all kind of fast food.
Yeah.
And that's another reason we didn't do that much fast food, because there were these places that had pizza, subs, wings.
Yeah, this is like an East Coast thing. I feel like I don't find it out here, but there was a place near where I grew up called New England Pizza that was owned by a family that lived down the street from me, and they were just like a Greek family, super nice, and it was exactly that. It was pizza, salads, subs, calzones, like everything.
Amelia, you were fucking
That's
wrong.
not it.
I think I know.
Was it a gyro?
No.
She called up a picture of a gyro pizza.
No.
No.
Probably some shit with olives on it or something.
Yeah.
No, I think I see what's going on here. You went toppings. You guys are just talking about a stylistic.
Yeah. I'm
Yes.
talking about like.
So this is because we don't call it Greek pizza. Yes, looks awesome.
This is exactly what it looks like.
It's carryout pizza.
It's buttery crust. The bottom of it looks a specific way. Nick's Pizza in Quincy was the one that Wags. I tried to take it there. Has a great Greek salad and all, like Nick, the guy, like it's a whole family. It's a
For sure.
super Greek guy who
I
owns
just Googled Greek style pizza to see if I can find a picture of it, and one of the first things that comes up is a Serious Eats article called New England Greek style pizza.
Yes, it does seem to be a regional thing, and there is a at least on Wikipedia, a named inventor, Kostas Katsatsis.
Kostas Katsatsis,
who pioneered this method of doing it in a shallow metal pan.
I love that. That's perfect strangers type shit.
But it's in Connecticut.
That's like you're saying. It's like Greek town, or if you go to the north end of Boston, it's just like, oh, there's like a guy like me who lives in fucking the north end now. That sucks.
Shallow metal pan is similar to how you make your bar pizza.
Yes, it is. Yes, the pan is a big part of it, Wags, but it's not. They can be bigger. They're like bigger pans, but still deep. They're like the bottom kind of looks like that.
Love that.
It's great.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's a specific one, but we definitely had so many of the kids I grew up with their families had these like shitty carryouts that was just like cheesesteaks, wings, subs, pizza, and they had like a specific kind of like its own, pizza that wasn't quite it obviously wasn't fancy, but it was like kind of in the Pizza Hut family a little bit, but it was just kind of like nice, cheap, good, reliable pizza. And honestly, that kind of pizza hits the spot to me. And I live in New York, and it's like I like that trashy. There's something about those places that do everything a B to B plus. Yeah, that just crushes it. You know what I mean? And I do miss that. And it also is like the fat kid buffet style of eating, where you can get one of everything. Where you get pizza, wings, and a sandwich. Oh man, we did so much of that because my friends had the carryouts. Yeah, so it was like my buddy Bill, who's like a gambling addict or whatever. Like I said, it was a child gambling addict. That's the other thing with like Greek kids is like they all work. Greek kids whose parents have restaurants, they all have like they're the weekend manager at 14. Right. They're like yelling at adults. You know what I mean? And getting like a salary. So these guys all had gambling issues. They had like Lexuses, and I'm like broke as fuck, just kind of hanging out. But they would just bring all the fucking food. It was and you would just have an awesome smorgasbord. And we would be gambling. It was like when Texas Hold'em was big, or we'd be gambling on like football. Yeah. But it was just great, dude. And that
sounds like the dream. I mean, the Pizza Hut comparison is that buttery crust. Sorry, also I yelled at you so much, Amelia.
I'm used to it.
The Pizza Hut buttery crust is kind of a similar thing. There was a great There was a Greek cafe here in Los Feliz that did a great Greek pizza. It's shut down. Fucking.
The equivalent of what you were talking about, that kind of like catch-all restaurant, is like fast food place. Out here is like in LA is like the Tommy's derivatives, which is like a chili cheese fries, but then they've also got taquitos, and they got burgers, but then they've also got chicken teriyaki. So it's like
but some places,
and a lot of places have pastrami and Mexican food.
But those places also to me feel sort of diner adjacent as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Like what I'm talking about is like you would not eat in there.
Oh, you're not eating.
You know
inside.
what I mean? It's like these are like, and maybe they have a couple booths, but it's like these are like
the red chair booth.
And they're in horrible parts of the city. Like they're like it's purely just like they're called carryout.
They're like
just
kiosks.
Go exactly. Yeah. They're like they actually were sort of ahead of the curve in terms of like all this ghost kitchen shit. These are places that were like You don't want to come like it's behind bulletproof glass,
Yeah.
legitimately, and it's like. But you order, you pick it up, whatever. Like all of Baltimore was kind of shitty back then, so it doesn't fucking matter. But yeah, these were places because I like those in LA, like the West Coast version of that, where it's like just a weird, fucked up, not quite a diner, not quite a like sit down restaurant, and everything is a little shit. I love those places too.
No, it's very like out here. The sub we've talked about this before. The West Coast does a lot of great things with food. I'm not trying to say East Coast is better, as everyone gets mad at me for saying.
yeah.
But the sub shops are just a different thing.
Oh, not even close. And that's why. Yeah, I think that's why like the Fat Sal's or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
It's like I think that's why that has like because it's just there's nothing else.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can just get a good sandwich. Literally everywhere on the East Coast.
Yeah, you can't really get like I mean, there's places like there's Bay Cities in Santa Monica,
but that's the thing. It's like there's a million that's
that's what I was gonna say. Like you can find them, but they're few and far between. And most of the good sandwich options are like a gentrified version of what and it's like you're spending $17 on a sub.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit. I get that it's a different experience,
but it's all the flip side, right? Because it's like the Mexican food and Asian food here is just so much better.
It's great.
So you do what you got. You go whatever they have. You enjoy that thing.
Yeah.
I'm
sure a lot of places you walk into wish they had bulletproof glass. He's definitely he's got a gun type of guy.
It's crazy what the buzz cut has done to people's receptions of me.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
I've been trying to do more fitness, and I was I was doing rucking, which is like you walk with like a weighted backpack. Mm-hmm. It's like you get the same sort of cardio as like running.
You look like Private Powell got over the hump. You
elevate your heart rate in the same way that running does without like the pounding on my back and my knees. And but I was doing that, but then I was looking into like a vest. I was like, oh, you get a weighted vest, and then I was like, I don't want to be going around with a buzz cut and and like a camo vest. I can't be wearing that.
Yeah.
People are gonna be running.
That would be awesome.
Do a show in Oklahoma City. People are fucking.
Let's talk. We should talk about the burgers a little bit.
Sure.
I thought my famous star was very solid, just a down the middle burger. The thing I really enjoyed is
I don't know why you do it all the time. You get the famous star a lot, and I get it.
I don't get the famous star a lot.
I feel like you've done it recently. I thought the last time we went there, I feel like you got a famous star.
I did not get a famous star last time.
And this was, by the way, you guys just went there for fun.
Yeah.
You haven't done. You said you haven't done it for the show since what
in 7 years. Yeah.
So this is something you do often enough to have an argument about what Wiger gets is insane that you didn't talk about it on the fucking thing.
I'm gonna Google Doughboys famous star. I know that I got mad at you for having a famous star before.
I don't believe I got it the last time we reviewed it. But I do really like. Like I like the Big Carl a lot, and what I really liked was both the bite of the El Diablo burger I had, Mitch, and then the bite of Susser, now canonically alive again's his double Western burger, which is just like remains my go-to. And I think that actually the ratios are better with the double meat on the Western burger. Mm-hmm. But this was your first time having it. What did you think of the double Western?
Yeah,
man. I just found an old picture of us. Look.
Isn't that crazy how skinny we were?
I'm fat as fuck there, but still so much thinner than I am
for sure.
now.
Don't do that to yourself, man. Don't go back to the picture where you remember being like, I was such a fucking hog. And then you're like, that's a sexy young boy. You know what I mean? Like, I'll look at pictures where I'm like, what have I done to myself? That's brutal. Don't ever do that again, Mitch. That's tough. I've done the same thing. Like, I don't remember what I was looking for, and it was like, I was just not even that fat.
Yeah.
It was like, I was just a regular guy who was kind of fat.
That thought I was a monster. I literally thought I was a monster. I didn't want people to look at me. Yeah. It looked fucking great.
If you're listening, you will never be less fat than you are now.
That is true.
Just admit that. Just enjoy that. I know you're probably fat as shit if you're listening to the show. You will only get fatter. Just know that and enjoy that. And don't look at old pictures of yourself.
Yeah.
Or get the shot. Just get the fucking shot and be sick half of your fucking half of your life. Yeah. I ate popcorn. I went and saw Mickey 17 last night.
I saw it too.
Yeah. Did you go last night?
I liked it. Yeah, last night.
I loved it.
Wow.
Yeah. What time did you go? I wonder if we were. No, you probably didn't. Because I'm staying in Hollywood, so I went to the Grove.
Oh, I went to the Americana. We went. We were on.
You went to different Caruso properties.
Look at that. Yeah,
Wow.
and I'm just a Caruso fan.
Yeah.
Me too. I was just going for Caruso, and then I was like, "Hey, Mickey 17's playing."
I was hoping there'd be like homeless guys I could punch at a Caruso property to kind of get them away from.
He gives
like
you a gold medal when you do it.
The world's so fucking bad. You can't even just like have fun. You can't even just like go and like see a movie without putting like $11 into a piece of shit's pocket for parking. You know,
I
just
know.
like there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
I went to the 10:30 show at
I was at 9.
Yeah,
I
loved it
because
people were so.
I like Mickey 17 a lot.
I liked it as well.
Yeah, really fun.
You imagined how that's basically what they're doing with Biden.
Yeah. Biden 17, where every time he died, they would print him out.
It's like when you put too many copies on, it's just Biden coming out and dying over and over again.
But I think they don't have the technology there, so he just dies quicker. So every like State of the Union, he was around for like maybe 4 days. You know what I mean? Like,
separate printer where Corn Pop is coming out.
They gonna replace Corn Pop?
It's a Corn Pop. I love Mickey 17, but I ate popcorn and I just can't eat it anymore. It just fucking kills me. And I'm a huge popcorn guy. You're a popcorn skeptic.
I'm a popcorn guy too. And the
same
same thing has happened to me in recent years where it just like fucks me up, dude.
It's crazy how much I don't know.
But do you think is it shot related? You were saying, or is this just as you've gotten older?
Especially now. I mean, both. As I've gotten older, it will fuck up my stomach really bad.
Sure.
And now if I do the shot, and I took it yesterday, so it's just bad timing. I can still do it, but it just does fuck me up worse and worse now.
I think it's the oil.
Yeah.
I do love it. I love how you're approaching the shot of like, how do I beat this thing? How do I game plan against this miracle cure?
I said this to Wax. I've gone up like 3 pounds, and I think that the Lilly Direct or whatever the company that gives me would probably be like, "What the fuck is wrong with this guy? Gonna give me a super dose."
I'll take a super dose.
I love the movie like you. I thought it's a like original sci-fi movie. It's
fun.
It's fun. Yeah,
it's great. I loved it.
I also like that he's like, I don't need to do another prestige thing. I can do the fun genre thing. Why not? Who gives a shit?
But in a way to beat it, like you were saying, I was like, I got a popcorn. And I was like, I'm never gonna be able to finish this. And I was like, I'm gonna get peanut M&Ms too. The peanut M&Ms are so much easier to eat.
They're calorie dense. like you have like you're trying to beat chemo. You're trying to get like you're trying to take like protein shakes. You're like, I need this. This is what like Rocky at Creed where they're feeding him fucking Ensures. Yeah, you just start doing Ensures. I know there is a fat pride to being like, I'm going to be the guy that beats this. You know? I'm the fattest guy.
So you're having the double Western cheeseburger.
Double Western.
Yeah.
And I felt like, so my approach to ordering was, I've never had this place. I want to be a scientist about this.
Right.
I respect the program. I respect, the conversations that obese men have between themselves, right? So I wanted to be like fucking dialed in. So I figured we go to a classic, and that to me just, when you look at that menu, that maybe it was the rodeo burger, whatever. It's like that burger just stands out to you.
You're not wrong. I think the Western Bacon Cheeseburger is, I would say, for Carl's Jr., that is maybe the most popular.
That's like their signature item. I think so.
It's become. So, fuck, I thought I did that slyly.
While you're talking into the microphone.
We've done this for a decade. But that's become the signature item. I feel.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So that
good choice.
I was like, let me do that, and I did barbecue sauce on the side because I'm not a big barbecue sauce guy, but I just didn't want it. So I was just like, it's happened to me where it's overpowered it.
They'll
right?
slather it on there too.
That's happened to me before, where it's like I want a little bit, so I just wanted to control. I ended up using very little barbecue. I thought it was good, but I kind of just liked the burger as a burger, because I am just a bacon cheeseburger guy, right? If I'm gonna have a burger, I'm getting a bacon cheeseburger. And then who's mad at a fucking onion ring? Nobody. Yeah. Nobody's mad at a fucking onion ring on your burger.
And onion rings, all the stuff there. I know, Amelia, you said the onion rings were mid.
Yes.
She can confirm.
But I generally like the hand battered stuff there. The onion rings, the tenders. I like the jalapeno poppers.
I like the jalapeno poppers quite a bit, which we also got. I will just say that in context, the onion ring on the burger works really well.
On the burger,
I don't need them on the side necessarily, but on the Western Bacon Cheeseburger, absolutely.
I think that's the way to put it. As a topping, it's a top tier onion ring topping, because I think how shitty it is as a side makes it better as a topping.
Right,
Yeah.
Because
sure.
it's like more malleable, it's a little softer, it smushes. It's like as a really good thing that's crispy, it could fuck up the textures a little bit, or it would soften under the weight of the steam of the fucking burger.
Yeah.
Whereas this thing is kind of mush. It has just enough of a form. It has just enough of an onion ring flavor that it's good. I will say as
know what?
sides.
You took this seriously because you just knocked it out of the park. with that. It's pretty fucking dead on.
Thanks, man.
Bust it out malleable. How about that?
Dude, I literally kick up so many IQ points when I'm talking about fast food. Like, it's crazy. You guys would love the Are You Garbage guys. I don't know if you've ever seen their show. They're just complete fucking pieces of shit from Philly. And we end up talking about just fucking chain restaurants for so long. And we had like a discussion about, what potato, is it fucked up to put ketchup on mashed potatoes, I think?
Wow.
And we talked for like a half hour.
Yeah.
And it was like, people were like, this is nuts how much of this episode is about this. Anyway.
Where did you land?
I think
absolutely.
It
I
is
think it sounds
fucked up.
fucked up.
Without question. It's so fun. I mean, that's what kind of trash we're dealing with between
sure.
my friends, Henry and Foley. I'm sorry, Henry and Kippy. But they're complete Philly trash.
Yeah.
The fact that they even had to talk about that.
Yeah.
But I do think there is I think that I basically said, when you have ketchup with a potato dish, that's the delineating line of when something becomes trash or not.
Sure.
If you're in a restaurant where they wouldn't even consider bringing you ketchup, that's a fancy restaurant. If they'll let you put ketchup on anything, you're at a fucking dog shit place. Anyway, that's just check out another podcast where fat guys talk about food. Basically, that's. But yes, that's and I would go on to say that as sides, I was a little to be desired by the stuff on the side. Like,
yeah, I agree. I like
look,
because you also got the fried zucchini and the chicken stars. I do not like the chicken stars.
Yeah.
I don't think the chicken stars are their nugs. But they're obviously designed for kids. I get it. It's a fun form factor. It's like the Dino Nuggets or whatever. The problem is you're not getting enough chicken per bite. And it's like so heavily breaded, and also it's just like it reminds you that this like is barely food.
Right.
The fact that it's shaped into a star, it's like I should not be eating this as an adult.
Who do you think the biggest chicken star is in the history of cinema?
Let's see.
Little?
Yeah, Chicken Little's
Chicken
is
Little's
up
pretty
there.
good.
I mean, I was thinking of someone from Chicken Run.
Camilla from
Big Chicken from Family Guy.
Big
Pretty
Chicken from
famous.
Family
Big Chicken
Guy.
from
is a
Family Guy
great
Yeah,
might
but he's a
answer.
TV star,
Yeah, that's
We're
true.
talking
Yeah,
still,
never cinema,
maybe,
Camilla
never
from-
crossed over.
Yeah, he never did. The Big Chicken never
Kind
made
of
it
stuck
over.
on TBS, unfortunately.
He could have had a great movie
He
career.
could have, dude.
but
Yeah, let him get some action comedies.
No Family Guy movie also is
That
weird.
is weird.
That is kind of weird.
They should do them.
All their
I watched
money
the
on
shit
Ted,
out of that.
dude.
Mitch, of course, Foghorn Leghorn.
Oh my God! And
How could we
Foghorn
forget about
Leghorn did make the
Foghorn
cross.
Leghorn?
He crossed over, and now it's just gotten
Yeah.
deleted from Max
Yeah.
just recently.
What
Oh,
color's
yeah.
his ball sack? I don't know. Maybe it's red.
Maybe it's
Yeah.
white.
Yeah.
Might be
Yeah.
red. Might be white.
Maybe
Who knows?
speckled. maybe like red or like a couple.
I'll say, I got a cloaca. That's right. Yeah, he's got a. I agree with you on the sides. I think their waffle fries and their fried zucchinis are my favorite. I think their jalapeno poppers
they're gonna
were
be hot,
pretty
though.
good.
Yeah.
But their regular fries, I will say, overperformed today. And Amelia, you thought those fries were hitting.
Yeah, especially on the ride back to the studio.
Yeah.
I snuck a few fries.
Nice. You got
That's
it.
fucking not allowed.
This is the second time today I've heard Mitch tell someone they're not allowed to touch his fries.
I yelled. Anya was like, "I took a fry. Was that all right?" And I was like, "No, it's not okay." And I was joking,
I
but
gave
she
one
did.
to Amir, too. Are you going to yell at him?
Well, that's fucking bullshit. That is fucking bullshit.
But those fries were hitting
The-
in
what,
the
the-
car.
the-
They
the-
were hot. They were fresh.
With the
crispy.
regular fries.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they have a
regular.
skin-on fry, which they didn't always have.
I like
Yeah.
that one too. Sorry to cut you
No,
off.
not at
but
all.
I felt they were hitting as well, and that's my kind of fry. I actually am a skin on, like just kind of. I like those. I
Yeah.
like a little bit of like kind of pretending it's not like super processed, where it's like, hey, look, it's got a little skin. Maybe an old woman chopped these this morning, even though you know that she didn't. You know what I mean? It's like a migrant worker who's maybe part of their finger is also in the potato thing. Like, but for a second you're like, maybe this is homemade. So those were my favorite side. That side stuck out to me.
Yeah.
It's just a good, it's a good role player. It's not
For
going to
sure.
wow you, but it's like it supports the sandwich very well.
But also, I feel like a lot of times the burger I'm getting from Carl's Jr. / Hardee's is so heavy that I don't need a lot on the side. Like, I'll oftentimes get a fried zucchini or a jalapeno poppers just to have like a little supplement, but like I don't need like a gigantic volume of fries necessarily because that burger is so indulgent.
I just also think with the waffle fries, it's just going to be hot and fresh.
Yeah,
it has
for
nothing
sure.
to do with me being 15 minutes late to the meal. That's the issue.
Yeah,
It was but like the fries they go downhill pretty quick. And when I get it. Like when I get the waffle fries at Carl's Jr., it's usually me driving home and eating them on the way. Like that's how you got to have them. You got to have them hot and fresh.
I do think they have a really good house ranch there, which I
I'm pissed I didn't try that.
Yeah, I think it's really solid.
I am a ranch guy.
Yeah, it's a quality
you know
ranch.
What? I'm now proud. I'm gonna come out and say this.
Yeah,
I like ranch more than blue cheese.
Mitch, me too. This was a late in life conversion. I never thought this would happen, but like 5 to 10 years ago, I started just preferring ranch to blue cheese with wings. And I was like, I never thought I'd reach this point.
Well, I think for me, ranch has a higher ceiling, lower floor.
For sure.
Whereas I think blue cheese has it's the opposite, where it's like, if something is coming in like a fucking little packet, I'm probably going blue cheese.
Yeah.
Because a packet ranch can be so fucked up.
The packet ranch is going to be really
fucked up.
Yeah.
But a great, like a homemade ranch is like, knocks the shit out of a fucking blue cheese.
For sure, yeah.
On the other hand, you can get like a mayo with blue cheese chunks in it, which I think is fucking gnarly. And I do like that to me is a bad version of blue cheese. It's like this is like mayo-y and fucking but
like a pizza place that offers wings because they have to.
Right.
They can have a really shitty blue cheese
For
there.
sure.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I still do love blue cheese.
Right.
I'm not I mean, people know that. I don't have to tell the world that I still love blue cheese, but you know what I'm saying.
Take the hat off, please, world. Understand, I still love blue cheese. Fucking tearing up. Even though in the last 5 years I do prefer ranch, I'll never fully abandon you, blue cheese. Damn, I wish I would have tried the ranch.
Mitch,
I back the blue. Cheese. Blue cheese.
Wait, we didn't talk about your charboiled Santa Fe sandwich.
So the other thing I wanted to do because I had traveling and on the road, I have gotten some. If I do any sort of like road, like in a pinch, I'll tend to go to like Chick-fil-A has like a grilled sandwich. It's pretty good. And actually Panda Express has some like, they've kind of done a weird thing where now I don't know how accurate the calories and shit are, but like they have certain things that aren't that bad. And I'll get like the beef and broccoli with some teriyaki chicken. And it's like actually a pretty healthy and no rice, just like fucking veggies. So I'll do a couple of those. And so I also wanted to I basically had half of each one. And I was like, one if I'm being a little slutty boy, and that's the double Western. And one if I'm trying to be good, and that's the little grilled guy. And I actually thought the grilled and it was not fried chicken, it was grilled. I wanted to like put it in adverse conditions where it's like grilled, can this do like a grilled chicken pretty good? And it did. Now, the sauce was probably they probably mayoed it up a little bit. It ended up not really being healthy.
It's that orange mayo, right? Is it orange sauce?
Yeah, it was some kind of, it was good, but it ultimately probably wasn't that good for you. But in a world where I had to, in a pinch, get a healthier option, I was like, what does a grilled sandwich look like? And it was actually, solid.
I'm trying to bring up the menu now to see exactly what's on this sumbitch. Mitch, what did you liked your Big Carl overall?
I got a double Big Carl. Yeah. I liked it quite a bit. And then the El Diablo burger, I liked it. Did you take a bite of it, Wags?
I did take a bite of it. I thought it was pretty decent.
Oh shit, we should.
I will say,
it's all right.
Fuck, we fucked up.
No, it's all good, man.
I will say,
we're fucked.
I will say, you said it was actually spicy. I'm a bit of a heat seeker. It actually was spicier than I expected. Because usually these fast food, like their whatever they call their El Diablo equivalent is, whatever the language they use to talk about something being like searing hot. It's not actually that hot.
Right.
But this one actually had a little bit of burn to it.
Yeah, it's like the fourth hot one. Sauce or something. That's the level. It was. I was surprised by the heat, but also I just wish they had that jalapeno burger. That one was
burger better
for
sure.
Was great, and it was like just a bunch of. I mean, it was like a thing that like I was like, I'm not gonna like go to the bathroom normally for 3 days. Basically, it's like a thing that would make me take Pepto Bismol back in the day. But it was like a good amount of jalapenos and just a fucking great burger. And then this one has the jalapeno poppers on it, which is kind of a little.
that.
It's good, but it's a little much. I just wish they had like the straight up jalapenos on the burger. I guess you could order
they
it
do.
that way.
No, they do have jalapenos on it, and maybe you didn't get any in your bites. Like the bottom.
I did.
Yeah, the bottom layer is pickled jalapenos, and then they have jalapeno poppers on the top level.
Okay.
It's also got a pepper jack cheese and a fiery habanero ranch sauce.
Awesome.
They call it.
That sounds good as shit.
We did fuck up.
It was good. Your burger stuff had what they call their Santa Fe sauce, which I imagine is more of a chipotle sauce.
Yeah, it was had a little spice on it, and it was good. It was legitimately pretty good. I think it had some chilies in there too.
It had some green chilies, yes.
That was a good sandwich. I guess I wish I had tried to do the thought experiment a little better and like, if this is actually healthy, is it good?
Yeah.
Because that sauce was fucking mayo based for sure. But I wonder if like maybe a little mustard, a little that grilled like could you figure out a way to make it a little healthier? I don't know, but it was good. You solid grilled sandwich.
You certainly could. I feel like this is the kind of place where
Carl's Jr. is a tough place.
If you're in a situation where I have to eat healthy and my one option is Carl's Jr. or Hardee's, it's kind of dire straits. It's it's like you'd even do better at a Subway, honestly.
Right.
But yeah, I think among the fast food chains, like it is a place that just kind of leans into indulgence and leans into how caloric its things are. I mean, they had a thing. What was the thing they were calling for a while, Mitch? It was the thick burger, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
the $6
$6 burger,
$6
thick burgers.
Which is funny because it was like the thick $6 burger, and then it was like the burger. It was actually probably even still $8 back then. But now it was like that burger's $13.
Right.
It is so fucked. That's another insane thing because I. Like looking at this menu and being like, what should I get? Looking at the prices, which you guys understand because you do this fucking every week. It's nuts how expensive this shit is.
For sure.
It's in the 10 years that we've done the show, which is also insane. It's gone so high where fast food is like it's expensive now.
Yeah.
We'll do an order and it'll be like $300 or whatever. It fucking sucks.
You're
it's
better
crazy.
off going to a restaurant.
Yeah,
like
100%.
a real restaurant. Yeah.
If you're, it's like one of these. If you're an employee at one of these places trying to eat at one of these places and just order off of the menu, it's like 2 or 3 hours worth of wages to buy a lunch. It's like it's
insane.
absolutely.
I think you're way better at a Subway than.
You're right. Subway was the wrong pull, but like, even like McDonald's,
Jared,
I feel like
Jared on the brain. His homepage is the countdown to when Jared gets out of prison.
When he's free. Welcome home, King. Wiger's out there with a banner.
He knows exactly where he's going to live on the fucking website.
It's going to be Jeffrey Jones's roommate. It's going to be great.
Now, that is a good sitcom, actually.
Three's Company reboot with Wiger, Jared, and Jeffrey Jones.
All pedophile version of reboot of Three's Company. Wiger's pledging at the pedophile fraternity.
Mitch, we also got a couple of. I was trying to get the Blood Orange Baller, which was a limited time boba drink that this location
I saw
did
you
not
order
have.
that, and I couldn't find it. I sent my order in at 2:30 a.m. last night, I believe.
It's one of those frustrating things where it's on the national menu, but if you go to like order off of the app or whatever, it's just not there because it's. I guess
what's the name of it again?
It was the Blood Orange Baller. And it's got a
basketball nickname.
It is very basketball. It's like orange Fanta with strawberry boba, but they did not have that right now. Instead, I opted for which one was it, Amelia?
The Tropicali.
The Tropicali, yes. And then Mitch, you got the strawberry lemonade.
I liked that strawberry lemonade. Here's the other thing about Carl's Jr. Look, I know they like it is a trashy food spot, but I think you are right that it is still kind of elevated in a way, and
sure.
The shakes are good there. We didn't even get a fucking shake.
Tried a shake.
The shakes are fucking good.
They have the real ice cream milkshakes. I think they are one of the better shakes in fast food. I didn't get it because I'm just like I always get a vanilla shake from there. I know what it tastes like.
Right.
And I just like I don't need to. I could have gotten it, but it would have been for fun. But it's I think their shakes are great
for work.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, honestly, yeah.
But that strawberry lemonade is like was I think I'm kind of like, what does Carl's Jr. do bad? And maybe it's just kind of health stuff. I get like anything that's healthy, but
so just from your guys' perspective, right? As people who have gone here a ton, was this more of just a check-in for you? Like, there's not any there wasn't like a particular menu item. There was nothing that's changed. You guys just wanted to kind of take stock.
I think it's I think for a
Which is
place
fine.
like that,
I respect that.
It is the truth, and it makes me feel pathetic, and I think yes.
No,
yeah,
the answer is
yes.
yes.
The answer is yes. No, but I think for a place like this, that is, I think by number of locations, it's a top 20 chain in America, maybe higher. I think it's number 4 in burgers, behind McDonald's, Burger King, and Wendy's. So it's like still a big chain. It's a chain like Burger King or like Taco Bell that we just like to check in on an occasion and see how it's doing. Right. Because a place like Burger King, we've seen that go all the way down, and then Burger King is big time back now. I mean,
you think it's back right now?
I think so for sure.
Interesting.
Do you disagree?
Burger King was so not. We were such a McDonald's family.
Yeah, sure.
And then Popeyes was actually my favorite fast food.
Popeyes
probably.
is the best, yeah.
So the idea that I'd ever get Burger King, the only time I ever got Burger King was one time a commercial worked on me when they had the Italian chicken long sandwich.
Yeah.
Me and my brothers literally were like, I had just got my learner's permit, and we just like took my mom's minivan, and we're like, these are going to be the best, and they suck dick. They were horrible sandwiches.
Yeah. They are bad, but they're if you love Burger King, they're bad in the great. I loved them,
but we just were not. I just wasn't a Burger King guy at all. So like, I have no frame of reference for them. I've heard you guys say Burger King is back. I'm curious. I would have been curious. Like that would have been something I would have been actually interested to try.
Yeah,
but it's just not a place I've ever.
Yeah,
my loyalties are so squarely. Not even McDonald's anymore because I don't really find myself eating burger fast food that much.
Sure.
Because I love wings, I love fried chicken. I also love like Chinese. Like if I'm gonna have like a cheat meal, it's like, and being fat as shit, it's like you can't eat like this that much. So it's like I don't check in. It's not my job to check in. But I would be, I was interested to do this one because you do have an idea of what Hardee's was, and especially the all those horny commercials. Like,
oh my God,
you remember,
yes.
like I knew I've gotten hornier because of Hardee's than I have like been hungry. Like to me, it's more of like, it's closer to like Maxim magazine than it is like a fucking restaurant.
Let's just say I might have a CPAP dream about Hardee's. They brought titties back. Titties are back on the menu.
Yeah. They did, yes.
That is cool.
Yeah.
I do philosophically
thank you, Rourke Capital, for the titties. There was, I mean, like back in the day when I first moved out here, that's like, there was like the car wash commercials, like girls putting their boobs up against glass and stuff like that. And then they have just recently come back with that, and it feels like a response to Trump's America. I mean, it is just kind of
like... They had an interregnum where there was like a period where they were doing different campaigns. They even had the spots I like with our friend Drew Tarver was where they had Carl Hardee's Jr. and he played like the kid of Carl Hardee. And like
those were good. Yeah,
they were just doing that for a little bit. But
you know what about our friend Drew Tarver? Yeah. Doesn't have big ass titties.
Doesn't have a juicy rack, bro.
Well, all that stuff comes from Andy Puzder, was the CEO of Carl's Jr. / Hardee's, and came and like pioneered all those marketing campaigns.
Oh, a true piece of shit. Used to bring him up all the time.
Yeah, real piece of shit. And he was like horrible for labor issues for his workers. And he was like so bad that they tried to confirm him as Secretary of Labor for Trump for the first administration, and he couldn't get like confirmed for Trump's cabinet.
That's awesome.
But now in the second term, he's ambassador to the EU. So
hell yeah, dude!
The guy who came up with a Paris Hilton ad.
By the way, have you seen the EU? They look fucking good. Bunch of big titties in the EU now.
Yeah. Hey, all right, that's not bad. Look, we can build. You know what I mean? Like it's important to look at what you have in common with the people across the aisle.
Exactly.
And if we can get just some common ground on fat tits, maybe shit doesn't have to go so bad. You know what I mean? Maybe it doesn't have to be this crazy. I don't know.
Trying to imagine the Democrats completely bungling messaging on fat tits.
Oh my God.
I like a big juicy couple of them.
I have no problem with a nice breast or two. Fucking dorks. They would 100% ruin a home run like big tits. While we find the big tits support of Palestine abhorrent, we do ultimately enjoy fat tits. It would be fucking something like that.
They're great milk sources. Like, we don't care about the milk factor.
What are you talking about?
Well, we do a little bit. We care about the milk.
We do care.
A little bit. Sure, a little bit. Yeah.
A little milk dribbling out. That's no problem.
That's not a big deal. That's fine. It's fine.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Wags, this year has been crazy busy. We've been podding. We had the Munch Madness tournament. It's been wild so far. I call it busy season.
We've been a couple of busy beavers. Our schedule is so full, we don't have a lot of time to go grocery shopping. That's why we use Hungry Root. Hungry Root is like having your own personal shopper. They take care of the weekly grocery shopping, recommending healthy groceries tailored to your taste, nutrition preferences, and health goals. They make it easy to eat high-quality, nutritious food and achieve any diet or health goals from anti-inflammatory to gut-friendly, gluten-friendly, or dairy-free, high-protein, and more.
Wow. They make grocery shopping simple and stress-free. Just tell them about your goals and preferences, and they will fill your cart for you with personalized recommendations that get smarter as they learn more about what you liked or didn't love. Hungry Root has great options for the whole family with healthy groceries like smoothies, kids' snacks, sweets, ready-to-eat meals, salad kits, and even supplements. Wow.
Mitch, there's none of that bad stuff that we hate. There's no high fructose corn syrup, artificial sweeteners, or preservatives in any of Hungry Root's food.
That's right, Wags. They only source top quality meat and seafood free of hormones and antibiotics.
Wow. I love Hungry Root. We love Hungry Root. Take advantage of this exclusive offer. For a limited time, get 40% off your first box, plus get a free item in every box for life.
Go to hungryroot.com/doughboys and use code doughboys. That's hungryroot.com/doughboys, code doughboys, to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life.
Wow. hungryroot.com/doughboys, code doughboys. All right, we should get to our fork scores. So, Stav, here's how this works. We'll each go around. We'll give our closing argument on Carl's Jr. / Hardee's and give it a score from 0 to 5 forks.
I'm just wondering, since the big titties are back at Carl's, if I can get into a Carl's commercial.
Maybe, dude. Who knows? It is funny, though, to just be like, I do kind of respect being like, look, these are big, fat, fucking clog artery burgers.
Yeah.
You're an idiot if you want these. You're gonna like big. Like,
Right.
There's just something so almost commendable about, like, right down the middle. It's exactly what you expect.
Yes.
We're pieces of shit. Yes, of course, the guy who has poor labor practices is going to be like, let's find whoever has the biggest tits and put her in a commercial.
Yes,
And it's like,
yes.
there is something to it. If you're going to be a piece of shit, just be that. Don't hide it.
Right.
Don't pretend you're not.
Yeah.
I do kind of respect that,
I
though.
I agree. The complete lack of pretense of just
Yes.
like, let's just, we're appeal to people's basest instincts
And
because.
be evil.
Exactly.
You're
Yeah. Why
evil.
not?
Yeah,
Be
yeah.
a guy in a suit that's trying to fucking steal from poor people. Don't pretend. Don't pretend you're like cool. You know what I mean? Like,
Bezos is so much worse than trying to be like a
Right.
cool guy.
Yeah. Just stop doing that, dude.
Yeah.
Stav, your thoughts, your fork score for Carl's Jr. / Hardee's.
Okay, so I thought the burger was really good. I do like that smoke that you were talking about, Mitch.
Yeah.
100%. That is what hit me initially. I do think, and maybe it's just that I am in a period of my life where I'm eating a little healthier. It did feel even to me a little much. Like it was a lot, right?
It's a lot.
And ultimately, I just think because of fast food burger is just not as good as even the other chains like, the slightly elevated ones, Shake Shack, all that kind of stuff. When you're having that much meat, because it was a good, I'm getting the double. It was good. It was as good. It was the top of that style of burger, I would say, where it's like McDonald's burger, like that quality of meat, where it's like it felt almost like a real burger, but it still was squarely in the kind of fake. Did I need to eat this weird meat, or was there a better option?
I think you would hate the $6 burger because the $6 burger is supposed to be like an elevated version of it, and then it's like really like focused on like this thick burger patty.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's good.
You can tell the low quality patty a little bit more when it's in a thicker form factor. Yeah.
Right. And I think actually the place like this, I kind of, if I had to do it over again, I probably would have gone single patty, different, because I think they're good at their toppings, right?
Yeah, Sure. yeah.
And there was like 4 different burgers that kind of like, just looking at the menu, I was like, ooh, the spicy one, the guacamole one, like all these other ones where I'm like.
And the guac is good.
Guac is good.
That's fascinating if they could pull guac off at that scale.
It's good.
So I like that where and I actually really did like the grilled sandwich just as let's take health and stuff out of it, just as it was a grilled piece of chicken with a nice sauce. It was actually really good. I liked their fries where they really sort of, the sides are really what fucks me up.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm looking at this as like, let's say I am a stoned, I'm in my piece of shit era where I get stoned as fuck. And what do I want? I do want a burger. I want some kind of chicken thing. I want a side.
Yeah.
I want to really do it up that way. Burger's solid. You know what I mean? Like you can build on that burger. It's not an all-star, but it's like, you know, you would give it the max to be your quarterback. You know what I mean? Like it's not like, you know, it's not the best player in the league, but it's like a franchise player. You could get on those burgers.
There's only 30 teams. So
exactly.
like at a certain point, you just have to like go all in on your guy.
For sure. But those sides were just like that chicken, the nuggets. And yes, I know they're for kids, whatever, but it's like, especially in an era where you guys must know, but I don't know if you feel this way. The nugget technology is fucking great. Fast food chicken technology is fucking out of this world right now. From sandwiches to tenders to nuggets. So many advancements in nuggets where I felt like I went fucking back in time.
100%.
And I was getting.
See, the tenders are so much better. They're hand-bread tenders.
I didn't see them though.
They don't have them on the menu right now.
Are they gone?
I wanted to order tenders.
Yeah, they don't have them right now.
And I think they were on the like national menu or maybe on the East Coast version. And so in my head I was like, oh, I'll try those. They didn't have them. They were fucking dog shit. The zucchini was interesting because I actually do like fried zucchini.
Yeah.
And it was actually not horrible. It was kind of like fun. It was a little weirdly pillowy. But man, the chicken, how dog shit the chicken nuggets were.
Oh,
and how just like good but not spectacular. I mean, I still enjoyed it, and for what it's trying to do as like an indulgent place, it's good. But those nuggets are gonna haunt me, and I can't put it. I can't give it 4. I got to go 3.75.
Wow,
3.75.
Fair.
I can't do it. You know, someone who respects the show,
right.
I felt too strongly. I don't think what I got deserved to be, because that you can't serve that fucking nugget with a straight face,
right,
and want to be a golden plate.
Yes, for sure.
In my opinion,
if we do a revisit to Carl's Jr. Me, you, and Gabe are going to go after a night of going out.
I would love that.
And then I think that is the best way to experience it. But the specialty burgers are good. Wags, that avocado burger, like it has great. The guacamole burger has like great. The guac is good. Like we were saying,
they have surprisingly good guac, partly because a lot of the locations are co-branded with a green/red burrito, another brand that's fragmented. But
I think that
the Mexican chains they acquired, and so they have some on their menu.
Greener than Yoda's nutsack. It's great.
I think so. Yeah, because Yoda's, you gotta think his nuts are a little darker than the rest of his body.
Probably.
If we're going by just how nuts usually work, so it's probably like maybe more mossy.
Mine are very white. They're much whiter than the rest of my body.
Sounds like you're backed up.
Yeah, the ladies don't know this, but when you get backed up, your nutsack gets very white.
Yeah,
it's like moth-like or silk. It's like very silky. And also, can I say this?
Yeah, please.
Yoda's nutsack looks so shitty in Last Jedi when he came back, as opposed to the original nutsack in the
the
first
Frank Oz
trilogy.
nutsack. That's what you want.
Yeah, well, they had a special puppeteer working just the sack, so that it kind of behaved lifelike.
2 sticks. Look. Some people say, you don't want this smoke or whatever, but with Carl's Jr., I like it. What's funny about it is that you're not a BK fan.
No.
And Carl's Jr., to me, if I break them into categories, Carl's Jr. kind of does feel like a BK adjacent fast food restaurant.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think because I don't, that smoky, like, it did remind me of the few times I've had Burger King.
Yeah.
So I get that for sure.
I think currently now, I don't know, because we say BK is back. And when I have a great BK, I love it. But I'm like, do I like current Burger King or do I like more than Carl's Jr.? I don't know. That's a tough question. And honestly, I wonder, it feels like Carl's Jr. in the zeitgeist right now is like is not as big as it was, right? Like it
Sure.
it
For
doesn't.
sure.
In the middle of those, the like Kate Upton ads and shit like that. Yeah.
And
was-
what
it
you're
was
saying,
huge.
it's kind of been supplanted by like kind of the fast casual, more upscale, ones like even Five Guys in this category, but like the Shake Shacks of the world.
For sure.
It kind of occupies a space.
Was it better under Puzdar? Well, he just left, right?
Yeah, but also I think it's just like the market has changed and
moved on. From
yeah,
them,
exactly, yeah.
But it's a great trashy burger, and I'm almost hesitant in calling it trashy because I do think those specialty burgers are so good, and they do a lot of great stuff here. I actually think there's a lot they don't do bad besides the nuggets. And you know what? When you said that, I was like, I had the nuggets and they were not good. But if you get the sides hot and fresh, the waffle fries are good.
Yeah.
The regular fries I think are just okay. Amelia loved them.
I actually weirdly really like those too.
Oh shit!
So,
all right,
I like those. I like that kind of fry. But it really was. And you guys, that's the other thing. I feel like an asshole because we did get this sitting in a fucking lunch. Like,
sure.
This is particularly the kind of thing you got to eat either right out the drive-through or sitting there like stoned, whatever. Like, so I do feel a little bad because I'm sure the sides that I had an issue with would have been a little better. But I just think ultimately there's no freshness of saving those nuggets.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
If the tenders come back, you try them. But the milkshakes also, there's. I don't think that they do anything really too poorly besides a couple things. And so I still love Carl's Jr. wise. I'm going 4 forks.
You're going 4-4.
It's still in the Golden Plate Club to me, damn it.
And I'm sorry. I think if I had any personal connection to it, it probably would have gotten a little nostalgia nod.
Yes.
But I'm just coming at this look, I'm objective, man. I'm just a fucking I'm a scientist.
I appreciate it.
You knocked it out of the park with your just the onion ring being a little bit mushy and still having that consistency is what makes that burger so great.
So good.
And
that's a great bite, an incredible bite.
Yeah.
And maybe if I had even gotten a single, maybe it's also just that all this I'm just not used to. You're catching me in the one time in my life I haven't had this level of grease in my body, and so I might just be like pissed off that I'm relapsing on dog shit.
Yes, sure.
That's probably part of it, but
Well, please don't spiral due to the podcast.
No,
I feel like we've sent a lot of people spiraling.
No, that's kind of what's. That's there's a lot of things to talk about the podcast, but one of them is that
quality of the show is
quality of the show is a big issue.
Yeah.
One of them is that your cheat meal slot. For me and Mitch is oftentimes occupied, and a lot of times our guest is occupied by a not great fast food restaurant. And I do kind of feel
and you also like eating Carl's Jr. at 1 p.m. or whatever.
Right.
It's not the time you want to do it ever.
Yes.
We have to go to have full days.
Yeah, 100%. That's the issue.
So I am coming into this with a lot of baggage. I do have a lot of nostalgia for Carl's Jr., specifically of Carl's Jr. Hardee's. And, I grew up with it. I went all the time. We dine in, and it's one of those places where they have a little number that they bring it out to your table, which I always thought was very classy in fast food.
Oh, I like that.
I've maybe said this before on the podcast, but Carl's Jr. was the first hot meal I had on September 11th, 2001.
You mean like before the tower? Like
before. Yeah. No. I saw I watched 9/11 happen,
so
and then I went to Carl's Jr. Yeah, I was like, that was my way of dealing with like.
And for some you're like, that was like that's when it started.
So
opinion formed.
This is a place that for me for a lot of times if I want to eat some garbage, this was top of mind for me, along with a place like Del Taco and Jack in the Box, and obviously
Do you remember
of course
what your 9/11 order was at Carl's Jr.?
Western bacon cheeseburger.
Wow.
I do, yeah. I'll never forget. So I had, I have a lot of history with this place.
That's why you'll never forget where you were, just because you were having a good fucking Western bacon cheeseburger. Fucking good.
This is I do feel like it's declined a bit. And I do feel like their menu is getting a little bit out of control. Like they have too many different menu items. They have too many variations of the same sort of burgers.
And the jalapeno burgers got
they've subtracted some of their better ones that were there. I'm not sure if the teriyaki burger is even available, but that was also a go-to. Their jalapeno burger was so solid. And I just feel like they're trying too many different things. I agree they absolutely need to step up those nuggets, which were just Mitch, in recent memory we had the Wendy's spicy nugs, and those are like on a completely different tier.
Yeah.
It's like these are like these felt like something you'd make in an oven for a 5-year-old.
No, they were so fucked up.
They're fucking bad. And so Commissioner Susser gave this 3.25 forks.
Wow.
I don't know if I'll go that low, but I feel like
he should give every meal 5 forks. He just comes in and gets it for free.
I think for me, this is 3 forks, 2 tines. I don't feel like it's a 4-fork chain anymore in its current
I'm alone
form.
in the golden
So I'm
plate
going to go
club.
3.5 forks for
I'm
Carl's
shocked
Jr.
by
Hardee's.
this. All right.
I think that's I think we're kind of in the I think I gave it the 3.75 because
You felt bad for us?
no, I could have I could have no. I could have the milkshake, like I feel like there's things that would have that if I had ordered a little better and if like, just I had gotten one less patty, like I think there was a way I could have that was the highest score I could possibly see this restaurant having.
To be clear, I'm mad at him. I think he's going low. I think your score was perfect.
I think I'm somewhere truly like in the middle zone because I also, and again, you guys know this better. The sense I get is that it has declined.
I think it has, and I also feel like if I have a shake, that probably alone that alone might get it to 4 forks if I'd had a shake today, but I didn't. But their shakes remain very good. But I think it is a place where they've gotten a little bit out of control in terms of trying too many things. Their quality is maybe overall dipped a little bit, and there's also just like again, I'm gonna go have like an 800 calorie lunch. Or honestly, an 800 calorie sandwich, a 1,500 calorie lunch. There's other places I'd rather spend that indulgence. So I just think they're better options.
I'm gonna have Hellboy fucking stuff you in the trash after this podcast. Pissed off.
Yeah, he's gonna dip his red nuts on your forehead.
All right.
Leave two little he brands you with his nuts. Piping hot nuts from hell.
All right, let's do a segment. I've got a mystery beverage, and Mitch and Stav must use their senses to determine its identity. It's the Wiger challenge.
Hell yeah.
So Amelia picked this up. I guess there's one for me to drink as well, although I know the identity of this.
With those on your hand for a very long time. I saw you in the reflection.
She was actually balancing them on her head. It was really cool.
All right, so we have some glasses of some brown liquid in front of us. Feel free to grab that.
Appetizing. Glasses of brown liquid. All right.
Let us know what you're smelling, what you're tasting, what you're seeing.
It smells a little vanilla-ish, like a creamy. Yeah. Have you taken a sip?
Oh yeah, I did. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
No, you're fine. Go at your own pace. I'm gonna sip of this as well because I know what this is, and I haven't had this yet.
Okay.
Which is perhaps a clue in and of itself.
I think I know what this is.
I think I do as well.
Oh, wait. The aftertaste.
Has a bit of an aftertaste.
I think I know this.
You think you know it already?
I'm trying to think, is this... I'm just going to go out there and say this. Yeah. I'm going to go out on a limb. Is it possibly a drank or stank I did? No. Okay.
No, I don't think you've had this.
Okay.
I think I like this style of soda.
Yeah.
So... Okay, let's go. Let's see here.
It is a soda. There is a bit of fizz to it.
I think it's a wild cherry, or it's a cherry vanilla situation. I think
you
that's
knocked it out of the park,
is,
and I know you unlocked it for me.
I think it's cherry vanilla. Oh, is it wild cherry Pepsi?
Wild cherry vanilla Pepsi?
They don't have wild cherry vanilla Pepsi.
But do they have a fucking? But maybe they do. Look at the Amelia's covering her mouth. Wiger's getting uncomfortable in the seat, which is normal, but he seems to be.
It's vanilla. It's vanilla for sure.
It's vanilla for 100%. And now I'm thinking it's Pepsi. And I know Jesse Farrar said it's the year of Pepsi.
JF said it's the decade of Pepsi.
So I really.
But also, can I be fair? Jesse Farrar is a fucking dipshit. He's wrong. Sorry, Jesse. You're a fucking idiot.
I like the decade of Pepsi theory. I think it's possible we could be, approaching a new era of Pepsi.
And that's sort of like it's time for the underdogs to rise up.
Yeah,
like
Pepsi's finally gonna get their shit together. And
I love the diet wild cherry Pepsi. I've gotten very big into diet sodas. So the fact this is full, this feels unleaded to me.
For sure.
That's fucking my palate up a little bit because I'm so used to the like aspartame.
Yeah.
So this is the sugar is kind of overpowering me.
You like the diets over the zeros?
Well, it depends.
It
depends. I'm an A&W zero sugar guy.
Right.
I like a Coke Zero actually.
Yeah, I love the zeros. I can't do the diets anymore. They taste too sciencey to me. But I'm really big on zeros.
Yeah. Well, the Pepsi, the cherry diet Pepsi is fucking good as shit.
Okay.
So that's back in the zone for me. And I think this is a vanilla. I think Fuck, is it just vanilla or is it vanilla cherry? I think it's Coke. I don't think it's Pepsi.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So we can differentiate that way. And I'm
almost sure it's Pepsi.
That's, respect, man. Have your. I feel like it's Coke for whatever reason.
We start wrestling?
Yeah. So shut the fuck up, Mitch. That would be a nice match.
A whole bunch of listeners watching beating off.
Oh, dude. That is...
Listeners. I guess you're listening to it technically.
I'm the audience surrogate.
Fuck. Okay.
You're saying Coke, wild cherry? Cherry Coke, some sort of cherry Coke varietal?
I don't know if it's vanilla or cherry or
cola.
both.
Thank you, Casey, for
Did you say chicken?
Chicken Cherry Cola. What was that song?
I'm
Come
just
stand
gonna-
a little bit. Ooh, I don't want you. That's where it is. That's the '90s fucking stupid reference when my brain is mush and then I just say a reference to hopefully get a laugh.
Sorry, man. I'm so in the Coke zone right now. I'm not even listening. I'm like, it wasn't about missing the reference. I'm in exactly the fat guy.
The beautiful mind, yeah.
Equations right now where I'm like, is it cherry or vanilla? I'm gonna just go ahead and lock in Coke, cherry, vanilla.
Coke, cherry, vanilla.
Man,
Mitch,
are
what do you
you
think?
right on Coke? Because now I'm second guessing myself and saying, is he right on the Coke?
But I don't see I don't have full flavor Coke anymore. So I'm out on. So it might be like I might
had
be
one last
wrong.
night.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't drink it nearly as much anymore. I'm gonna stick with Pepsi. I'm gonna go wild cherry vanilla Pepsi is my answer.
Mitch, your record as of now in the Wiger Challenge, according to Vinod, who maintains the Doughboys wiki, 18, 14, and 7.
Wow.
Winning record.
I'm the adjudicator here, and I believe you were closer. And I'm going to say you have won the Wiger Challenge because it is Pepsi, wild cherry, and cream.
Cream.
I actually just looked this up because I
Cream.
was like, is cream and vanilla the same thing or are they different to these brands? And it did describe it as a mixture of wild cherry Pepsi and vanilla Pepsi.
Yes.
So I think
So
vanilla
I think
and cream are kind of interchangeable.
you getting the Pepsi
I think
is
you
the
win.
right. Yeah.
But here's the
Because-
thing: is you unlocked it when you said cherry because I was
Yeah.
like, what am I tasting there? And then I think this is a joint win.
So you're going
Sure.
to make this a tie. So your record will become 18, 14, and 8.
I don't want it. You called Pepsi. It's tough.
Come on, the Patriots. Remember all that shit?
You're right. Okay, you're right. You had Pepsi. I had cherry.
Let's take it together.
A gentleman's draw.
18, 14, and 8. Just like a restaurant, your feedback. Let's open the feedback. Today's email is from Curtis in Chicago. Curtis writes, I was in Jamaica a few years ago and I had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with the softest, sweetest bread I've ever had, and every piece of
Of course,
bread
our listeners
I've
are in
tried
Jamaica and
since.
having a PB&J.
I was in Jamaica ignoring my wife and children, looking for a pastry.
Eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, drinking a
Listen
glass
to
of
our
whole milk.
podcast the whole time.
I was in sweatpants. There was no sun touched me at all.
I was playing Fire Emblem on Nintendo DS.
I took the Switch from my daughter.
I mean, Animal Crossing Tropical Island while I was in my hotel room. I've tried and has not lived up to the level of greatness that bread reached. So the sweetest, softest bread on this PB&J in Jamaica. Is there a meal or food experience you've had in the past that you've been chasing the high of forever since, or has ruined other fast food experiences for you because of how good it was? Love y'all so much. The bite I've still never matched, and I might have to go to, I guess, St. Louis, which is the place that originated it, but I had toasted raviolis back when I was a kid, and they were so fucking good. Jack in the Box did a version of them for a time, and I always think of that of just like I've never had that exact bite again. Like I have the memory of it, and I've never had an equivalent.
I mean, we touched on this earlier, but this is the sad thing of getting older is like you're chasing old memories of taste,
right?
Which is sad and pathetic, but it is the truth. And I have so many of these in my head. I'm trying to think of like the best version, but honestly, even one that just happened, we went to in San Francisco when we went to I'm in New England. So this is like blasphemous
Hog
to say,
Island.
but we went to Hog Island and I had one oyster there that I was like, this is a fucking buttery,
Yeah.
a fucking delicious buttery oyster. And look, it can't happen at one of the best places in the world. So
was it like albacore crudo or tuna crudo or something that we had there that was like that? It
was
like
fucking
one
great.
of the best bites I've had in a long time.
there was
It
one
so
oyster
good.
there that was just so fucking creamy and delicious. I was like,
I don't remember which one it was, but I know what you're talking
incredible.
about. The Hog Island oysters, those are incredible. Those are transcendent oysters. But that did remind me of something else, Mitch. There was a dish they had there. I ordered the shrimp and grits. And that's one I had shrimp and grits at a restaurant called Hominy Grill in Charleston, South Carolina. That is unfortunately
you got a
permanent.
couple fucking. She did a couple hog noises.
We call her a piggy sometimes because her snorts sound like little pig snorts.
It was I had shrimp and grits at Hominy Grill in Charleston, South Carolina. It permanently closed, I believe, during the pandemic. And I had it. It was so fucking good that me and Natalie like went back on the same trip, and like we're like, we got to go get that place again. It was like, it's still the best version of that dish I've had. Not that I'm the authority on it. I'm not from the South, but like when I had it at Hog Island, I was like, this is good, but it's not what I remember. You know,
Oh, interesting.
as good as the rest of that meal was. But Stav, anything come to mind? Is there any food you've never it's never lived up to your old expectations?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because there's obviously, if you eat at a great place, you're just going to remember. But I like the toasted ravioli because that's such a it's kind of it's an attainable thing that just slips through your fingers.
Right.
I kind of like that version of this question a little more because like, I've had like insane steak. You know, I went to Japan and like we went to some insane steakhouse and the quality was, but you're obviously not just going to find that anywhere. But I was in North Carolina, Charlotte, on one of the worst comedy tours of all time. I was opening for my friends, Wham City, and they just did like, alt comedy and we were doing shitty burger restaurants and we were like sleeping on floors and shit. And Charlotte was a horrific show. No one showed up, but we had a meal that was so fucking good, like this barbecue, and it was a burnt end that was just like that perfect fat, just the amount of fat something could have before it's disgusting.
Yeah, sure.
But it's delicious. It's like almost buttery and it's meat and it still feels like, it was like these burnt ends, and I've had them at great. You go, burnt ends are a nice fatty cut. And, I've gone to Austin, I've gone to wherever places that are famous. Never had this. I don't even remember the restaurant. It's one of those just ethereal. Maybe if I like looked up the venue and looked up at barbecue restaurants. I'm going back to Charlotte on this tour actually, so who knows? Maybe we'll find it again. But that one just like escapes me in a way where it's just like,
I would love for you to find. I want you to find it again.
Yeah.
I mean, you just saying that makes me be like, I've maybe eaten the best thing I'll ever eat already, which is kind of crazy to think about.
That's crazy to admit. I've never had that thought. That's
you
insane.
maybe did. You maybe had your best meal already. Amelia does not think that.
Amelia's got more time left than us.
Our countdown timers.
Oh, it's not looking good, dude.
Yeah.
We've got more volume and less time. More things eaten and less time left.
Probably close to the Jared prison countdown. That is like there's like plenty of things in my life where I like. Have you been to Moosecraft here, by the way?
No.
Really good barbecue spot in LA that I went to recently. It's really good. But it's almost just like this is like an Aesop fable. Like you know what I mean? Like there's so many things in my mind that I can talk about of John Thomas Steakhouse that's shut down, but like having like a steak there back in the day in Ithaca, and like so many places back home that are just gone. But something that I guess specifically to the question that like.
I just thought of another good one.
What did you think of?
That place I mentioned, Nacho. This is a place that closed down. They had a thing called Mesa Fries, and it had a spice blend that just the company stopped making, and there's just no way to get. And it was a specific onions and like. It was so fucking good. But but this is a different thing.
Back home places shutting down is the saddest thing.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Just a passage of time. It's just so sad.
You realize, life is, there's no going back to anything.
Yeah.
That life is like that Mario level where it just, you just keeps going forward. You know
sure,
what I mean?
sure.
Like you can't just stay still. It's continuing to scroll.
Yeah.
Like shit from the past is just
He
gone
could probably
forever.
name like 6 of those levels off the top of his head.
I was thinking tubular right now.
Yeah.
Could keep grabbing pea balloons, stay afloat. But yeah, that's like definitely like a. Yeah, exactly what you're saying. The conveyor belt of time.
Right.
It's like crushing when you think about it. Just we're all in a state of constant decay.
Yeah.
Anyway, that about does it for this episode. There are so many back but specifically to his question, this is the best bread, and I'm like,
Bread is
Oh
nice
yeah.
one. Oh, did he say bread or just
well,
bite?
No, he said bite. He was talking food generally, but like
it was that soft.
If you have a
bread,
bread
though, he was
memory,
saying,
yeah,
right?
that was his. That was Curtis's.
But I'm trying to think of like what is a thing that I then compare to. I guess pizza is when we did like the pizza tour or whatever, and like and then going to New Haven and Regina. It's like I'll always compare stuff to the best pizza, obviously, but I don't know.
I have a fast food one. I mean, a lot of people talk about the Bell Beefer from Taco Bell, which I don't have nostalgia for, but a lot of people do. It's like a sloppy Joe with taco meat that they've never brought back, and I was expecting in the Era's menu at a certain point they do that, but. Pizza Hut, my wife and I have talked about this. Pizza Hut had the Bigfoot pizza.
Ooh.
And that was just like a big
I remember
flat
that
pizza.
one. I had that one time.
Yeah, it was real fucking good. And I think about that a lot, and I'm surprised they've never attempted that again. They did a Detroit style that was kind of like it, but it was not the same.
Yeah.
Anyway.
God, I have a lot. I'm thinking so many wings.
Oh,
so many
yeah.
wings of your things that have passed. I'm just like, now I'm like, damn, I've had so many nice meals.
If you have a question or comment about the world of chain restaurants, you can email us at feedbag@birdfuck.com or leave us a voicemail at 830-GODO. That's 830-463-6844. Our producer is Emma Erdbrink. Our associate producer, Amelia Marino. Our supervising video producer is Casey Donahue. And our video editor is Mike Dorfman. And hey, Doughboys apparel and merchandise is available in partnership with Kinship Goods at kinshipgoods.com/doughboys. You can also subscribe to our Patreon, get the Doughboys Double or weekly bonus episode, plus our entire pre-2018 back catalog at patreon.com/doughboys. Stavros Halkias, thank you so much for being here.
Guys,
what an absolute
so
joy.
fun.
So fun.
I will
Long
do this.
overdue.
I will do this podcast weekly. Like
It would be a much better podcast.
Better show, more popular show.
I remember because like we didn't really know. Like we start like when we started Come Town back in the day, it was around the same time. I feel like we were in like a weird wave of guys who all started these should never have been successful but got wildly popular podcasts. and I remember looking at you guys so jealous that you came up with the idea to eat fast. At the time, 10 years ago, I was jealous because I was broke and all I had was fast food.
Not anymore.
Yeah, now I'm like, oh yeah, it's like the way you guys you complain about your fans plus the podcast, what the podcast does, whereas I just get to complain about the fans. You know what I mean? Like so, but at the time, I remember being like, I used to not listen because this is when I respected podcasting, and I was like, I don't want to take any of their shit, man. I don't want to steal their like fast food theories. So I've started listening like actually earlier this year. So it's been fucking, and I've been a fan of you guys outside of it, but it's been so fun to just do the pod.
Likewise,
so,
man.
Back at you, buddy.
Yeah, thanks.
Awesome to have you on. Anything you'd like to plug?
Yeah, please come see me on the road. It's a good. I'm shocked that the tour is going well. Like I took a year off of touring and got back to it, and the shows have been so fun. They've been great. I really like this hour of stand-up that I'm doing, and it's going to be a great show. And, check out Stavi's World if you haven't. But, yeah, just come see me on the road. I think, I don't know what's coming up, but, I got some dates coming up. And
you heading to Boston anytime soon?
I haven't announced it yet.
Friends out there to see it?
I actually love Boston as a comedy city, and I'm in the process of planning, like, the end of I'm going to do some fall dates. I saved a lot of the East Coast so that I could just fly or drive from New York. So I'm working on Boston, I think, for the end of the year.
Hell yeah. All right. Yeah.
Hey man, you might be there. You might be, don't you take like
I take a
2
good
month sabbatical? A holiday sabbatical? I think we might be fucking come by if you're there, dude. We'll get some Kellys.
Yeah, I'll get the Quincy crew out. That would be great.
Hell yeah.
Wow. There you go. Hey, that'll do it for this episode of Doughboys. Until next time for the... Let me take that again.
Whoa.
You know what? Fuck it. We're done.
See ya.
That was a Headgum podcast.